You are now listening to the Sae Bae Cast, the #1 old school RuneScape podcast featuring guests from all across Galanor. To support this podcast, visit the Patreon link in the description.
All right, welcome to the Sae Bae Cast number 67 with Alfie. Alfie, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here. It's awesome. It's going to be really cool to share, everything.
So, just for everyone listening, Alfie is on Bastilla's computer, right? And it's kind of like a shittier mic compared to your normal setup. So, if it's a little scuffed, don't worry, guys. It's fine. You guys can bear with it. So, anyway, Alfie, I've actually been watching you on Twitch for almost 6 years now, actually. I looked at my followers.
A long time old.
Yeah, which is just crazy because
yep, I'm gonna be 30 next week.
Jesus, isn't that weird?
Yep. it's so weird, dude. It's freaking crazy.
When did you start streaming? Like what year?
So I started streaming. Okay, the life story. I started streaming when I was on and off when I was like 20, so like almost 10 years ago. But like I didn't go full time until 2015. Okay. So my Twitch account was created like when Twitch was new in like 2012. And so I streamed on and off like RuneScape, but then I got into flower poker and stuff like that. And then Twitch wouldn't allow me to, do gambling RuneScape stuff. So I had to stream on own TV instead. And then I went full-time legitimate RuneScape in May of 2015. So my 7 years coming up.
That is crazy. So I joined Twitch like September 2015. So you were already full-time, I guess, when I first saw your stream. What caused you had never maxed before, and then Group Ironman comes out, and then all of a sudden you want to max your first ever account, and you did it, which is fucking unreal because it was within a matter of months. So
when a new mode comes out, I'm always like, what's going to be something that people have never seen before? Yeah. Like something new. Because usually when you think about a person who maxes really fast, you think about like the HLC or whatever, And I was like, people have never really seen like a streamer do it like in like a quick amount of time. And I'm just like, what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna freaking play 18 hours a day because everyone kind of went the normal route. They went with the whole group, and then now we're gonna do chambers, and then we're gonna do some bandos together, and that's like the end content. I'm like, I'm gonna do something different. So before Group Ironman even started, I wanted to be with a bunch of skillers, and then we were all gonna go over first to max. And anyway, it's a mental strain playing this game 18 hours a day. It was crazy. It took me 151 days to do it, and never again.
Is that like what is the fastest that any iron has ever maxed?
So I beat Osiris's HC by 8 in game times, 8 in game days.
Wow.
Yeah. So the only thing I lost was a normal account. But Osiris is insane too.
So let me ask you this as well, because how much help and how do I word this? How much of an advantage did you have being a group Ironman?
So the thing is the way that I maxed the group Ironman, the group Ironman being a thing wouldn't have lowered my time. If I had gone for a max on a normal hardcore, I probably would have done it in the same amount of time. Okay. Because the only big help was the rune crafting, but I could have just done it myself with Dale. Yeah. So everything else was more like I had to give up some prayer through Slayer because I had to get 85 Slayer to get my teammates whips. So it wasn't necessarily faster. It was just more convenient, I guess. Group Ironman is more about convenience because other people might have been fed, but our team was kind of like a feeding each other thing. So it might have saved an hour here, an hour there, but nothing major.
Okay. Interesting. That's just so unbelievable, honestly, because for me, if I play more than 8 hours a day, I start getting toasted. So I can't even imagine long term going for 16 to 18 hours every fucking day.
So the hype helped a lot. The first 2 or 3 months before leaks came out, the chat was so busy and everyone was on that Group Ironman hype and stuff like that. But the problem was at the end of it, the last 2 months or whatever it was after league started. Once league started, the Group Ironman hype totally died because everyone was playing leagues. And then so I didn't really have chat to keep me going anymore because people were like watching leagues, and which is totally understandable. And so the last like 40% or so were like starting to like mentally tax, because like after a specific amount of like time, like waking up and doing the same thing and like playing all day and like constantly being on mobile. And anyway, it was freaking crazy. The last 10% was the worst, because like every single day I would try to wake up and I would try to be like, today I'm gonna enjoy the grind, whatever I'm doing. I'm gonna try to like, you know, like have fun with it, like just you know, figure out the best method to do this. Your videos helped a lot, actually. I'm actually very like the 2-tick Addy thing was so big because it was like good for mining too.
I really appreciate that. No, like seriously, I would get shouted out by you, and I'm like, damn, I thought like all these videos were just gonna be kind of, I don't know, invisible to a lot of people. I just would make random videos that I thought were interesting for just as a resource, not even as content, just like, just shove it out there. I've even had some like people, you know, I uploaded a video where I'm like fishing cave eels or some shit like that. And, you know, one day there's going to be some sort of snowflake account that's like Lumbridge Swamp only, and he's going to come across that video, you know, so I just have him out there, but I'm glad it helped.
That's great. I almost used your blast mining one too, but then Sepulchre is busted, so I didn't really need the money anymore. But like I was planning on, like, I was like collecting daily dynamite for like 2 months to like use it all at blast. Yeah.
Yeah,
and then I ended up not using it.
Sepulchre's pretty busted. It's like really good, and it's gonna get even better for me at least. They're getting out clues in
the elite clue scrolls. Ooh.
So what was what was something you learned? I guess like a life lesson or something that you learned from going for max on a group Ironman. Like, would you do it again?
No. It just like wasn't. It's like there's just, it's not streaming content. It would be an amazing YouTube series, but for streaming it's just not. It's like YouTube. It's like, okay, like you can talk, I can ramble for 10 minutes, talk about what I'm doing and blah blah. It's a great YouTube video. You know, like I could have made 23 videos on like maxing every skill, but like the streamable content is like sitting there for 100 hours listening to RE/mining. Like nobody cares. Like just get the 99 already, lol. And it's just like doing that again. It sounds awful, but yeah. I mean, I guess the lesson here is if you put your heart to do something, you can do it, and the more effort you put in, the more impressive it is, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
it's so true though. I mean, you were still polling hundreds of viewers when you were literally like chopping redwoods. So I mean, you know, it's not like the total. I don't know. There's something really cool, at least for me, and I'm very unique, I guess, when it comes to like viewing content. I enjoy somebody that's going hard at something that like they are passionate about, you know, regardless of what it is. I mean, you could literally just be, I don't know. I mean, look at the tile only thing. Look at what Swampletics has been doing. Just tile only. That is the most boring bullshit of all time, but it's still, like, if you put in your heart and soul and you're passionate about it, like, people get interested. So,
yep. It's about creating something different and unique, which is, I don't really have the Oda block streaming type of personality thing. So whenever something new comes out, I try to like, because people are always like, okay, so what have you done for me lately? Like with entertaining content. So you have to always like think about something different and unique to do, whether it's on stream or YouTube, to catch people's eyes, because people like, the past is the past, that already happened. So like, what now? Mm-hmm. So, and that's definitely what Settle was thinking about as well when he was doing Tile Man. I'm pretty sure it was just, I don't know if he expected it to be that, but then again, Settle could like make anything really good content.
Yeah,
he's like a really good like editing, you know.
Yeah, he knows how to put on like a show, like make it. I don't know.
Ooh, have you learned anything from watching Settled stuff about like what to put in your YouTube?
So, well, I mean, it's been a growing process for my YouTube of like, you know, doing the typical YouTube things. You have a YouTube, right? But you don't really upload that much. Is that correct?
But yeah. Anyway, it's great.
Yeah, I don't really know the full thing. Like, I mean, there are people that are so passionate about discovering the algorithm of YouTube and trying to get their videos like super hype and shit like that, and trying to get all these clicks and stuff on their videos. I don't really care about that right now. I just care about enjoying myself, because I see YouTube as a project where it's like,
right.
I'll just throw stuff together, and I'm caring a little bit more. I'm learning how to make thumbnails. I'm learning how to make a little bit more clickbait titles, but I don't really want to go down that typical route that every YouTuber does, even though it works, you know?
Right. Well, I mean, so I think it's like a mix. So you do want to have your own like unique way of showing things, but at the same time, like reinventing the wheel is dumb, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'd say both. I'd say both. It's important. I'd say it's like do the clickbait thing, but like put your own little spin on it, so it's not like everyone else.
Yeah. What did you do with YouTube? And do you have any plans?
I just never upload. I just stream.
Do you just not enjoy it as much? It's just like
I just like, dude, like I'd rather just be live. I don't know. I don't really want to like upload a YouTube video that I'm gonna like. I'd rather just stream instead. I'm just way more a fan of doing like I probably. So the thing is, it's too many hours. So I have to spend almost as many hours as I was maxing to do like a full-time RuneScape adventure on stream, and then also go off stream and edit and upload and.
Yeah.
And I've like over the years I've watched people edit people's YouTube videos, and they're just not really good quality. There's like no story there. It's just highlights. So it's like
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would say like if you were to make, I don't know, if you were to have made a progress thing about your group Ironman progress, that would have like popped off. I feel like being one of the first. I mean, being the first. This is all controversial. I shouldn't have brought that up. But the first group Ironman to max, where what was the whole? I know you don't like talking about this because you had to talk about it for months and months.
I'll talk about it now.
Okay.
It was just over and over and over. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So what was the whole group Ironman thing? What was your competition? And because we all see you as the first legitimate group Ironman to max, but what was the whole story about?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it all started when it was me racing to max because I was a hardcore group Ironman, and then the person ahead of me is a regular group Ironman, and his name was GHCIM 1K1. And then people were always like, "Oh, you know, it's a close competition, it's a close race." But then he stopped gaining experience because we were checking. What's the site called? Temple OSRS for like our gains, and like his gains stopped. And so I messaged JMods in the content creator Discord, and I was like, "Hey, like, why is he stopped gaining experience? What happened?" They're like, "Oh, he got a 3-day ban for account sharing." And I was like, "Oh, so he's not a legitimate person to max." Anyway, he got unbanned, and he ended up maxing anyway. And then he was on stream, and he said that he was on his teammates' accounts doing farm runs for himself when they were offline. So Jagex said that he cheated, and then he also said that he cheated to max first. At the end of the day, it's past all that, and all of it's kind of irrelevant because people are going to pass the ranks anyway. But it's just something interesting about the integrity of high scores, where if a new high score comes out, I won't really be as obligated to try to race for something because that stuff can happen.
Yeah.
So it's kind of demotivating. So that's the whole problem with that.
Yeah, I was actually pretty empathetic about that whole situation because in my stream, I mean, I was getting annoyed by the fact that Group Ironman started being seen as just an account share mode. That's what it felt like. I never played Group Ironman. I didn't really watch too much of the content, but that's what it was feeling like. People were just making new hardcores, and they would, Group Ironman, and then just, I don't know, like account sharing sort of. Like they didn't see it as anything with integrity to it. And it really bothers me because who's to say like what game mode is or isn't like an official game mode in a way? Because I brought up the example, if somebody were to start account sharing hard clues or elite clues or something, you know, just some random Ironman that now has like 4 people playing on it, just going for ranks for the clues. Like, where do you draw that line? Is that competing for ranks, or like what do you consider ranks? And then like I would be butthurt as fuck if somebody started doing that because I somewhat care about, you know, clue scroll prestige, I guess, quote unquote, as cringe as that sounds. But nobody else would ever see it that way. So I kind of saw this situation that happened to you the same that theoretically could happen to me, where you do care about the integrity of the game mode, but most people are just like, oh, it's just Group Ironman. Who cares?
Right, it just doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. So like after it's all said and done, like now I'm just like, someone comes in the stream, I'm just like, who? And so like, because the topic is, I'd rather not like bring it up because it's not important to enough people, I guess, because I'm not going to get enough upvotes on whatever to like have a change happen, even though like it was tried because like people like posted him on Reddit, and like nothing ever happened, and it just wasn't high enough on Jagex's radar to do something about it. So the whole bottom line is, if another mode were to come out where I were to compete for something, I wouldn't put in as much effort, which kind of sucks. But I really did care about that first to max thing. It was really important to me, and I really, really wish he had gotten taken off, but it never happened. So it just shows like that the high scores aren't that important.
Yeah, what would you say, like, in your ideal world or view, like what would you want to have done? Like what should Jagex do about account sharing and stuff?
So in that specific instance, Jagex should have taken their team off the high scores, or locked them at a certain rank, or just taken the entire team off of the high scores because it was confirmed. Mm-hmm. So like it's like or an asterisk. Even an asterisk is fine. Mm-hmm. Like leave them on the high scores, but like put like a little asterisk next to their name, and it's like asterisks have been banned for account sharing in the past.
Yeah. Okay. It sucks, huh? That shit kind of happens, and nobody actually cares that much to do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, but the whole Boxing Day was like a really like, for me, like it was okay specifically only because I was a content creator.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have just fully sucked. But because I was a content creator, the Maxing Day went really well. You know, a lot of people were watching, blah, blah, blah. Like, it was a really cool event. I uploaded it to YouTube. It got a good amount of views, you know.
By the way, that was really crazy when you proposed on stream.
That was...
that was crazy, dude.
She said that if I didn't do it, she'd do it first. And I was like, all right, I'm probably just going to do it. I'll do it, like, you know. And then we planned, like, she knew about it beforehand. I was like, yeah, I'll just do it when I max. It's like a cool, like, little thing. Because it wasn't for the stream. We wanted our families to watch. So we, like, told, like, everyone we knew to, like, tune in. It was pretty cool.
That was really cool. It was, like, the most out of the blue thing. I thought it was a joke at first. Like, like, the first few seconds when you, like, got on your knee, I was like, what? Like, what's happening? But it was really sweet. It ended up being, like, it was cool. I'm pretty sure a few people probably cried too. Like I had a little bit of a tear coming because you don't really see that often. So anyway.
Yeah, I didn't think about it in retrospect at all. Like I had no idea it was gonna like blow up. I was just like doing it because like I'm like, oh, my mom probably wants to watch this. Yeah. Because I'm in Florida. Because I moved to Florida for her, and we were living together for like almost a year, and we're moving to Cali in like 5 days, which is where I'm from. And my my family's in Cali, and my friends are like all over the place. Anyway, I'm like, yeah, this is a great idea to like, you know, tell them all to join the stream and to watch me propose, and you know, and then when the internet was like crazy about it, I was like, oh, that's cool, like a cool like little, you know.
It was really. So wait, let me just get into this story. So Bastilla was a streamer, and then you guys somehow met. And now you guys are getting married. Like, what is the whole like, how? Like, that's weird. And let me ask you this as well to kind of preface it, I guess. Like, you as a streamer, did you date much? I mean...
Yeah, so I was homeschooled my whole life from when I was, like, 5 years old to 18. And then I went to school until and then like I was doing the whole RuneScape RWT thing, and so I'd like go to school and I'd use the school computers to like log on RuneScape and do my little drop parties for my clan. Anyway, long story. And then I would just like rush home and like not really pay attention in class, and then streaming took off, and then so I didn't end up finishing college, and I was just like into the whole like selling gold thing and streaming, and then I ended up trying to go pro in League of Legends. And then I was never really dating much. So then I streamed and I started dating streamers, coworkers. So like I dated like, I didn't really date before I streamed. So I just streamed, I dated like, I don't know, I'd say like 3 or 4 streamers. And they were cool. A lot of my exes are really cool. And they just didn't work out. And then I met Katie in April of last year. And so I was taking a RuneScape break at the time. I was playing Rust, and she wanted to learn how to play Rust because she was playing RuneScape, and she's like, I like shooters. And then so we started playing Rust together. It's like a survival game that's kind of like RuneScape DMM if people didn't quit on the first day. And so we started playing together, and then we're talking all the time. And then she was like, come visit, because I was living at my mom's because, okay. Sorry, I'm rambling. So
No,
my
you're good. I love
sister.
it.
Okay, so my sister has a lot of medical problems, and so in 2020, when COVID started, I was living in Texas with Gray, Beasley, A_Dam, Feller, and then he changed his name back to A Dam, I think, and Jamie Tankin, if you guys know any of those names.
Yep.
Anyway, I lived in Texas with all of them because Tankin had bought a house there for us all to have a streamer house. And then I went home for COVID. So I was living with my mom's, and then Katie had her own apartment. And then moving back to last year, her and I started talking more and more, and then I visited her once in Florida, and then I went back home, and she was like, you should come visit again to see if we can work well together because we both stream. And then I went back in July, and I basically just didn't leave, and I've been here since then. So
that's nuts. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. Anyway, we're moving to Cali in 5 days, so I'll have a different setup because people ask me a lot why I'm like streaming from the. So there's a little side bit. So I play on a Walmart table, and it's like a really I could like send you a picture or something later. But like it's like a $30 Walmart table, and so I like move it from the bedroom to the living room because sometimes we'll like play, I don't know, Fortnite or other games together.
Yeah.
And so like my background will be consistently different because I don't really have many things. I just have a computer set up and that's pretty much it. I don't really have like, it's her bed. I don't really have any, I don't really have a whole bunch of clothes. And yeah, so I move around a lot because RuneScape can sometimes get monotonous. So I try to make my life interesting by like moving around. Like I've lived in California and Texas and Florida. And anyway, streaming is a lot of fun. You get to move around a lot of places and meet people. And yeah.
That's awesome. You've really taken advantage of the opportunity that you've had in your life, I guess. I don't know. I see it like a lot of people would love to be in a position, you know, where they can stream and do content creation. And it's really cool to see people that do get into that position just like thriving with it, you know, not taking it for granted. And I feel like you're one of those people that just knows what you have and like kind of takes advantage of it in a good way. So it's cool to see.
Anyone can do it. I'm definitely one of the people who like if nothing's going on in the chat, I won't like somehow have this like super personality and like be able to get chat going. And like anyone can literally do what I'm doing. You just have to put in the effort. That's all it is. It's just like you have to actually put in the work and like do the time, because you can do whatever you want. Just have to, you know, pursue a goal and you know, don't let your dreams be memes. That one.
Were there ever times when you were streaming where things weren't going in an upward trend, or a time where you got demotivated and you're like, maybe this isn't going somewhere?
No, because I've never streamed for that reason. I've always streamed because I want to bring joy to other people. So like, if I'm at least entertaining one person, then it's worth it.
That's awesome.
So it doesn't really matter if this live stream's doing well or bad. Because when I stream RuneScape, a lot of people donate and a lot of people sub, and it's really cool. But then when I'm not streaming RuneScape, if I'm streaming like League of Legends or any other game, my sub count, I become like 100 Andy, which is still cool. And my sub count plummets and stuff like that, but it's not important.
Yeah.
The important thing is that there's at least one person there that's like, I really like it when you stream this. And I'm just like, that's all that matters.
That's
you know?
Cool.
And then people like, you know, and then like I create like friendships and stuff like that, and that's really cool. Yeah.
What is it about the OSRS Twitch community that's like, we want to watch RuneScape stuff, and we don't really, I mean, at the end of the day, like you could say like, oh, I'm here for the streamer, but clearly, I mean, if you're not playing RuneScape,
so I think it's every streamer has the same problem, and it's not just RuneScape. So I think streamers who play any other game than their main game, people just find them for one game and only want to watch them play that game. The example is really true when a streamer plays any game that's not their main game. It's very hard to be a variety streamer unless you're like top 10.
Yeah, that's true.
Or like you start out as a variety streamer. Because there are so many cases where like a player plays a game, Pony Hoof with Hearthstone, Ninja with Fortnite. There's tons of other examples where people have like tried to go variety, and RuneScape is pretty bad at that too, but I think that's like most people because they just like they're really good at one game and then they play another game where they're not nearly as good.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That's actually kind of a good thing because some people almost feel limited with OSRS when they're a streamer because they're like, oh man, I want to move on to something else. But honestly, it's pretty much like the most secure game of all time. Like, it's not going anywhere, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
So, like, people that get into, I don't know, some, like, the newest shooter or something, eventually it's going to die down, and where are you going to go at that point, you know? So, I don't know. It's kind of a cool thing to have, like, a security game, sort of, that you can fall back on.
Yeah, sure. RuneScape's really not going anywhere. Yeah. Like, you can always, like, try to do something else and then, like, come back when it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. So, we got some topics.
Sounds great.
Twitter thread, so I guess I'll just go down in chronological order, I guess. Well, not even chronological, just wherever it appears for me. So Flomple asks, would you be interested in playing hardcore Ironman on an offline server? No DCs, no other players.
But then the only problem with the offline server is you miss all the interactions that could happen. So the variance of RuneScape besides the RNG is like the players you interact with and the, you know, like I'll miss like someone coming up to me and getting 99 of some skill, and like people want to hang out in the same world sometimes, and it's like you lose the whole, like, especially streaming, right? You lose the whole like social aspect. It would be nice for no DCs though, but the whole hardcore Ironman situation is really weird because like there's nothing to save you from losing all your hours at something, but yet the rush of playing hardcore is the amount of hours you put in beforehand to get it ready to do a content. So let's say you put 3,000 hours into a hardcore to get it ready to do Nex or something, and then your heart races because you could lose all those hours and have to start over.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like an endless cycle of make hardcore, get it to content, do the content, and then die and start over. And it's worse for a content creator because not only are you invested, the viewers are also invested into that account because they may not have time to play themselves. So I guess the answer to the offline server is maybe. I don't really think there's too much of a difference except for you lose the social of it. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like with offline as well, there's just the potential for hacking in it, clearly.
Yeah, that too.
And
yeah,
so,
yeah.
like, I don't know. And the other thing is...
Oh, and your stuff doesn't matter. Not as much anyway, right? Because like, there's no way to like trade your stuff. I mean, you can't, but like, anyway.
Yeah, and the other thing is, RuneScape is not an offline game. Like, there is no way in fucking hell that I'd be playing this game as much as I do if it was just like a offline kind of game. Like, why? Like, I've said this before. People think it's cringe that I say this, but like, the reason you play RuneScape for most people, not everyone, but it's the flex, you know. I don't know. It's like you want to do something noteworthy in the game. You want to like kind of flex what you've done, and without that,
I actually disagree.
Okay,
I don't think that most players play for that reason. I think that most players play because of like it's like a nostalgic escape from whatever they're going through. So like someone may log into RuneScape like on a weekend to like do a couple chambers with friends. I think that the flex isn't really like most players. I think the minority is a flex. I don't think
is
like
the
most
high
people
level
are
players you'd say, or content creators or something like that. People.
Yeah, I would say like only like high score like nerds or like people who are going for a high rank on something. There's not a whole lot of people who have that time to put in to be able to flex something.
See, the thing is, when I play, so before I was ever a streamer, I'm talking like 2015. Like, I still somewhat played for the flex, even though I was super casual. It was flexing to my clan. Like, I was an Iron clan, and the little things I would do is, like, I don't know, I'd get an item, and I'd want to, like, flex it. And it wasn't to, like, flex to the world or anything, but it was always something like, hey, I did this cool thing in RuneScape. And there's no way, without that, I would have ever done it, I feel like. But I don't know. Maybe I'm on.
Let's ask your YouTube commenters if you guys do you guys play to flex or do you guys play to casually raid with friends? What do you guys think? Say it in the comments.
Yeah, I want to hear it because I also agree with you. They're not everyone's the same, but there's no way you would put in, like, okay, let's just imagine this game was offline or something. Nobody would do like 500 hours of Nex for full completion. Like, you won't, I don't know. Like,
so somebody would on HC, somebody would go for that and then use that like in like raids or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're right, actually.
I wouldn't play it though. I'm not interested. The whole I also play for the flex. I love the flex, obviously.
Yeah.
The only thing that's like that I've ever gone hard in are high score stuff. Like like GMM high scores, like rank 1. It's good clickbait. And I just enjoy it personally, so it helps that it's also good clickbait.
Yeah. I just think if this game were offline, I don't think I'd even touch this game. It's just like wouldn't mean as much, not even close. I don't know. It's interesting how like a multiplayer aspect can completely change the game for you. Anyway. All right, so Dirt Nerd, just little shout out. He says very cool. Shout out Dirt Nerd.
Dirt Nerd's so cool.
New Nell is very excited for this one. My 2 favorites. So, a cold one asks,
I love him.
While we both hate OSRS more than anyone in the world, you're one of the few people I can see who can stay dedicated to a grind and put hours of time into it a day. Can I have some of whatever it is you're smoking, and how do you do it?
So I don't know which parts of the question to answer seriously, but for all the concerned Autoblock viewers, I actually don't do any like drugs. I'll have like an energy drink maybe. I like to use Mio with water, and it's not a lot of sugar, so it's pretty cool. And I've had like an on and off nicotine habit, so I've been like, I vape for a while. And nowadays I'm like barely doing it compared to what I used to do. I used to like vape on stream, and now I don't anymore. And so I'm smoking high score addiction, I guess, when it comes to like going for things. And you just have to, with the RuneScape grind, you have to force yourself to enjoy every day when it comes to like hardcore grinding. You have to like understand, okay, if you don't want to do this, you can just do something else. But if you actually want to do it, then you got to enjoy your time doing it, right? Because if you're not enjoying your time, then why are you doing it? Mm-hmm. I guess that's the only answer I can give. Because like some of the grinds are really rough. So I would say that if you're going to do a grind, got to enjoy it. And that's the only way to get through it. And then when you're done, it's like, wow, this is cool. But I mean, then again, there are those people that will just be like, RuneScape is one grind after the other, and then you're just in like an endless grind. So, yeah, RuneScape's rough.
Yeah, that's I don't know. It's just interesting. It's also crazy. Like, let me ask you this: how many hours do you think you've put into RuneScape, like total? Do you have any sort of estimation?
Is it more or less than you?
Okay, so I've estimated how much I've played old school, and I mean it's pretty high, but I'm thinking 20,000 hours since 2015. Like
1,000 hours. Let's see. So well, the thing is, like, I go hard, but then I freaking take long breaks. Mm-hmm. So like I'll play RuneScape, I'll go hard for like 6 months, 7 months, and then after those 7 months, I spend at least 2 months on another game. I can't people who log in every day. I don't understand. I have to do something else, otherwise I'll go freaking nuts.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think also part of that is just playing an absurd amount. Almost like it forces you to take a break. Like you just, I don't know. I've mentioned this to my stream. There's like a certain balance. Everybody has their own little average of hours they can play in RuneScape without feeling toasted. For me, it's about 8 hours, I think, is like the maximum I can play in a day on average. And if I play any more than that, I start getting toasted. I realized it with Raids 3 or Leagues 3 and other pieces of content where I go really hard on it. I'll play for like 14 hours or something for a couple days, and I'm like, holy fuck, I need to like just log out and just not think of this game. But yeah, that's Crazy. So how many hours do you think you put in? Do you have any idea?
So let's see. So 2,700 was the maxing in 5 months. That 20,000's a lot, dude. That's
Yeah.
I would say probably on average, even with breaks, probably like 8 hours a day. So probably like 2,000 hours a year. Yeah, I would say like less than you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say you more. I'd say I probably have like 15K or something.
Okay. It's crazy though, because no other game I could ever do this. That's interesting.
Yeah, because my next played game is like League of Legends. That's only like 6,000. So RuneScape's way more. That's crazy. Of 20K. What have you done with the 20K? Like, what's like most of those hours in?
So this account has 16,000 hours on it.
That's freaking nuts.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I made it in 2017.
What did you like? What have you spent like most of that time on? Are you like going for 200s or?
I don't know. I'm just a completionist, I guess. I've gone for items. I don't really like skill exactly. I'm never actively going for 200 mils. I just do a lot of grinds and shit, like a lot of PVM and stuff. I don't really know, honestly. It's just like an accumulation of just a bunch of different things I've done since 2017. But it's crazy that I've been playing on average like 4,000 hours a year.
Yeah, so 4,000 hours a year. That's like
9
Isn't that
hours.
over 10 hours a day?
It should be like
it is,
just
right?
under
Am I
9,
dumb?
right? Let me think. So let me just do the math.
It's 365 days in a year, right?
Yeah.
So it's like 11 hours a day.
Let me see.
Am I dumb? I think so.
No, I think I'm the one that's dumb. Yeah, that's 11. Why? Okay, now I'm confused.
Anyway, you're a freak.
Oh wait. Oh, I was wrong. Never mind. I was counting it as 20,000 hours, but I haven't played 20,000 on this account. It's 16,000.
So it's 16,000 since 2017.
Yeah, so 16,000 divided by 5. Okay, so yeah,
that's like 3,200 hours a year.
3,200, yeah. So it's about 9, just under 9 hours a day. Jesus Christ, I need therapy.
I mean, you're fine. It's okay. Don't worry.
It's funny though to like really see it as the number it is, because, and I don't know, sometimes if you were to post this on Reddit, you'd have like all these Reddit doctors telling you about how unhealthy you are. It's really weird though, because I see myself on an average day of like being a streamer, and like I'll wake up, I'll go for a walk or something, I'll eat some food, and I'll like log in and I'll be watching Twitch, and I'll just be like blowing some glass at the bank because I don't actually want to play, but I'm just like on the computer anyway, so I might as well just do something. And I'll take so many breaks where I'll just like leave my room, do something, but I'm always like still logged in, you know? So it's like a
lot of AFK hours.
Yeah, like a lot, but it's like it's so hard to really pick out what are the AFK hours. I don't know, because
I think
I don't know.
I think it's like the Reddit doctors spend 9 hours a day judging things on Reddit, and like, dude, they should just play a game instead. You know, it's healthier.
It's weird because if I wasn't living the lifestyle I was, and I heard somebody has been playing this game for almost 9 hours every single day on average for 5 years straight, I would think there's something like horribly wrong with them. Like they have to be like in the worst condition of all time when you just see it as the number itself. But then I like look at my life and I'm like, yeah, I'm happy. Like if I wasn't happy, I wouldn't be doing this. Like if I didn't want to play RuneScape, I wouldn't play it, you know?
Yeah. So. If I were that person, I'd definitely do weekly podcasts for social interaction.
Yeah, no, it really does help. I fucking love talking to people every week because it really does make me feel a little bit more normal.
I'm sorry, I love you.
No, I mean it is real. Like sometimes you get so blinded by like what like I don't know. How do I like word this? It's just
so logging into RuneScape every day and like playing like 18 hours a day, that was hard as far as like not having social interaction. That was bad. Like I streaming definitely was not enough. Like if I if I wasn't living with Katie, I don't know if I could have done it. Like I would have had to do something like I have to like do like some kind of social thing in order to game that many hours a day.
Yeah.
I'd say 8 or 9 is a lot easier than 18 though. It's just it ended up being 17 and a half a day, closer to 18.
And the other thing that people would think is people would see my life as, oh, this guy is playing 9 hours of RuneScape every day. And then they think of their life. Like, they kind of mix their own life in it, where it's like, I have to work for 8 hours. Like, I work, but I literally play this game for work. So it's like...
Yeah, of course.
So it's almost like I only play like an hour a day, kind of, because I just... Well, that would be assuming I actually stream full-time, you know, but... I don't know. I guess it kind of makes it a little bit better when you think, like, the last 3.5 years I've been streaming this. So it's like, you know, I log out when I'm done streaming, so...
I mean, also it depends. Like, is RuneScape also so? Let's say you play RuneScape 8 hours a day, and that's your job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if you also enjoy playing RuneScape not as a job? Then you're playing more. So it's like, I would say like it wouldn't be too bad to like, because like 9 hours a day just means that you're literally playing RuneScape 8 hours a day for work, and then you play 1 hour a day like when you're watching streams or eating.
Yeah.
It's not bad, like at all.
Yeah.
Although I would say like a day a week where you don't do work is pretty important to like reset.
Oh yeah. No, I don't. I
What's
feel
your
like
day?
I
Do you have a day off?
Sorry.
What's your day? Do you have a day off?
It's bad. Like, I take whatever day off I want, which is a bad habit, honestly. So I need to get my schedule back in order. I used to stream like 5 or 6 days a week for like the first 2 years I streamed, and then I started slipping into this laziness. And part of it was like the copium of like, oh, I'm starting YouTube, so I don't need to stream as much, you know? I'm doing other things on the side, but it's like that habit kind of, I don't know. Past few months I've been streaming more
fine. Like
hours.
YouTube is like, as long as you're like editing something, it's like you can like just do like 1 or 2 days for that, and then because YouTube is totally different.
Yeah. What have you seen? Because I know you're one of the most consistent streamers. I would say in the OSRS category, Curtis just holds the title.
Yeah.
But you are, I mean, I will go on Twitch, and it's almost a guarantee whenever I'm on there. Like, you are live at some point, like, every day, it seems like. What have you seen, the positives from that, or negatives?
Oh, wait. So what's your question?
I guess just, like, I don't know. What have you seen from streaming so consistently? Like... there's no real question, I guess. Just thoughts.
Well, the thing is like streaming consistently is I don't really have I really need to take more time off. Like I need to like have a day where I just like reset and like just like watch shows and do nothing. I am a workaholic. I have such a hard time doing nothing. Well, like if I'm like awake doing nothing, I'm like, all right, I might as well go live and play this random game, or when I'm not on the RuneScape grind, I'll just like try to stream like anything, because my mind, I just like constantly want to be doing something. So it's a bad like, it's like really good work ethic, but at the same time, I really do need to take more time to like just like chill and relax and watch a show or something like that. I just don't want to waste any time. I don't know.
Yeah.
We just like, yeah.
It's so strange because that is like a quality I would love to have, and you see it as a negative, where I would see it as like, hell yeah, like I don't even have to work. I don't even have to like try, and I just want to stream all the time, you know? For me, it's like, I'm lazy. I don't really want to stream today, but it seems like the opposite for you. And I guess there's a balance to be had for both of those, but interesting.
I would say it's not really that big of an issue considering you're doing a podcast right now, so, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of gaming.
Okay. So Brad asks, how do you manage stream/real life balance? It's convenient. Are there any hobbies you wish you could spend more time doing outside of streaming if you didn't stream as much as you do?
That's cool because it totally relates to what we were just talking about.
Yeah, literally.
Wow. So the problem is that I look like a freaking loser because my hobby is not RuneScape. So I like playing like other games, and that's my hobby. And that's like, so RuneScape is my job, where like there's really nothing new under the sun with RuneScape until like Raids 3 comes out. So like right now I'm just like, all right, I guess I'll do some raids. And you know, it's cool, it's fun, it's, you know, it's all right. And then like when I want to have fun, I go and play another game. So I've been going on walks recently, copium. I guess a hobby I'd like to get into is I'd like to learn an instrument. That'd be cool. I think when I move to Cali, we're gonna start taking we're gonna like start like kind of we're gonna start to take like dancing classes to like prepare for like the wedding dance.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I want to take that, and then we want to like take like we want to learn a language. So yeah, there's a lot of like things in like the want to do list. It's just like gotta find time to do that while also wanting to stream a bunch of hours. So
Yeah.
jam packed with things to hobbies that I want to get into and hobbies that I already have, and I'm trying to get back to really high rank in League of Legends, and and I also gotta get work back up because I've been like lazily streaming other games for about a month now. So everything's gotta make wedding money, so gotta come back to RuneScape. Oh, RuneScape Daddy, take me back. And anyway,
Yeah. So
there's that.
I see content creators. I don't put you in this list because you clearly still love the game, but when you play way too much, you just need a break. But I see content creators that like RuneScape's their main game, and then they end up just despising the game. Like they fucking hate it, but they still have to do it because it's their job,
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. Do you ever see that happening to you where you end up just hating the game? And what do you think about people that are in that position where they feel obligated to play it, but they actually hate it?
Man, because like all my freaking like really close friends IRL, they all play other games. So like when I'm streaming RuneScape like as a job, and I get to that despising point where I still have to like finish off a grind or something like that, and like all my IRL friends are like they'd watch me if I was playing another game, but like I wouldn't make any money. Uh, it's rough for like the little span of time. I'm getting better and better at it as I get older. Like if I despise a game, I'll like prepare breaks. So like I knew that after I maxed, I wasn't gonna touch RuneScape for like a month, and like frick what happens to the sub count. I'm just gonna like play other games and have fun and like wake up every day and like I need it after playing 18 hours a day. Otherwise I'm gonna go insane. Like I've logged on to RuneScape every other day to do like one challenge mode right on the Ironman or something. Not playing on the because okay, so my internet's really bad in Florida, so I don't want to lose one of our lives doing PVM. So I'm waiting until we move to Cali to start doing PVM there. And so like it's a perfect timing for me because we're moving in like 5 days. So I've just been taking like a whole break because right back to the question of despising RuneScape, I try not to despise the game anymore because I think it's a great game to stream and a great game where like really cool conversations can happen depending on how chat is that day or depending on like what kind of mood I'm in. Because obviously if I'm in a better mood, the stream is better and I'm not so whiny and yeah, does that pretty much answer the question?
Yeah. It's
Unless as I get older, trying to make sure that I don't play too much of it to where I hate.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you got to find that balance. Because again, like what we were talking about earlier, I was just saying I have like a certain amount of time that I can play a day on average, and that seems to be around 8 to 9 hours ish. And if I ever go past that, I just start burning out. I'm like, that would be like a bad road to go down, like pushing myself too hard and then just fucking hating this game. So I don't know. You got to understand your limits, I guess.
Yep. I would say so. I don't think that my channel would be anywhere if I just played 8 to 9 hours a day. I think that like my channel was like created on like going 18 hours a day and then burning, and then going 18 hours a day and then burning. And I think that's me, but that's like unique and like that's like different for everyone, I guess. Because like I think that one of the main things of my channel is pushing myself as hard as I can to create that really good content for that time.
Yeah, you actually did a 100-hour stream, if I'm not mistaken.
That is mission no sleep. I only did 75.
Oh, 75. Okay, that was it. But were you trying for 100-hour, or did you just say 75? I can't remember.
I had 75, then mission no sleep did 100, and then I said I battled the king, and yeah.
Damn.
Frick that.
Dude.
Listen, dude. That 75 was freaking insane. The last 3 hours were awful. Most of it was awful, actually.
Dude.
Long streams now people are just sleeping on stream, so they don't know what it was like back in my day. Anyway, him and my cane. But yeah.
Dude. Okay, yeah. So just to put into perspective for those listening, like the longest stream I've ever done is 27 and a half hours. And like the last 8 hours of that was hell. Like I just hated it. Like I was so fucking uncomfortable. Just headache, irritated, just pissed off, eyes were closing. How do you eat? Okay, I just want to talk about the 75-hour stream for a little bit. Did you hit like walls, and what did you do to keep going? Because I just don't understand anybody could even do a 30-hour plus. Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, dude, there are so many walls. Do you think it's a nightmare attempt? So like it was bad. There was a wall. There's a wall when you first want to go to sleep. Okay, so I've done a lot of like 32-hour streams and like stuff like that. So there is more than one wall. So basically what happens is that you hit your first wall at like 16 or 17 hours awake. That's when your body's like, all right, we've been awake for 17 hours, time to go to bed. And then you're like, no, I don't want to yet. And then your body's like, come on. And then it like tries to push you. And then it doesn't take very long for you to be able to convince your body that you're going to stay awake. And then it's like, all right, well, I'll come back later. And then when you get to I would say 23 or 24 hours, it's like, all right, you've been awake for a whole day. It's really time to go to bed. And then like, so every single wall that you hit, it happens once every 8 hours or so. It's harder and harder to fight your body off for sleep. And that just happens. It happens 16, 24. It's different for everyone, but like 16, 24, 32. And then after a certain point, you can't tell your body no. So you just start microsleeping on stream. And then people were in my chat being like, you fell asleep. But like, you just can't control it. You have to. Your body will naturally, automatically microsleep. And you can't stop it.
So you say the last 3 hours were the worst. Were those actually the worst, or was there a time in the middle?
So the 3 hours, I actually spent like probably an hour of it microsleeping. I would just like consistently like wake up and like just like my eyes just like would not stay open.
Jesus Christ.
I was like constantly wake up, pass out, wake up, pass out.
Oh, dude.
And
that's
it was freaking nuts, dude. I mean, I just try to do whatever it took to like make it in the category, and like I don't really have like that freaking like insane like personality, so I'm just like, all right, I just gotta do And Mr. No Sleep was doing long streams, so I was like, I'm gonna beat him. This is gonna be great. Anyway, it wasn't great.
Dude, that's so nuts. Like it's actually so impressive that you even managed. I mean, for me, I'm just thinking like managing over 30 hours is already a feat, and then going 45 hours past that is just stupid. Like, that's just crazy.
Man, RuneScape is the worst game to do it on too. Holy.
Really? Is there any other game that would have been better?
I don't know. I could play League for a bunch of hours. That would have been better. Okay. I don't know, dude.
Like, or you just like not motivated?
Every game is bad.
Yeah.
Every game is bad for that many hours.
Even doing the best activity for 75 hours a week, that would suck ass. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts. And Mr. No Sleep's 100 is just like, I remember seeing clips. Oh, I'm curious. Did you have any clips where you started saying random shit like that made no sense?
Yeah. So there's like a really like, it's like not by me, but it's someone else's YouTube video, and it did really well. It has like over 1 million views of my last like hour of the stream. So that's pretty cool. Someone else actually like did like the recording, and I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
At some point you can watch it.
I would love to see that.
Cool.
I just remember the eagle eye random thing that Mr. No Sleep, that famous clip, you probably seen it before.
Yeah, for me, I spent 30 minutes trying to chop down a tree, and I couldn't. Because every time I would be back up, I'd like pass out, and then I wake up and it'd be down again. And my friend was there helping me out, my best friend IRL.
Yeah.
He was like trying to make sure I stay awake, and like he like ordered food and stuff like that. So it was cool.
Yeah. Okay. So what like afterward? What did you do? How long did you sleep for when you passed out?
Dude, so I slept for 17 hours. Okay. And then for the next week, I just was never awake for longer than X amount of hours. So I'd be awake for like 8 hours, and my body would be like, all right, you know what sounds great? Let's take another nap. And I'm like, yeah, sounds great. And then I take a nap, and then I wake up. Then like 4 hours later, my body would be like, time for another nap. And I'm like, yep.
Were your naps like how long were your naps?
They're just like full on like 4 hours, 6 hours. I would just wake up whenever, and then whenever my body told me to go back to sleep, I was just like, I'm not gonna say no.
Jesus.
I think I needed some serious recovery from that.
Yeah. I've heard some. I don't know. Everything online that I read about like sleep deprivation, it's always like different. Like people think, I don't know, like if you do it once in a while, doing something crazy like 50 hours or 75 hours a week, like you'll recover fine unless you do it like consistently. So, did you see any like negative effects that like have fucked you up? Or are you pretty much good? Like, I'm actually curious.
No, it took about a week to recover, but like that, it's not that bad as long as you like catch up and you make sure you drink a lot of fluids and like.
Yeah.
I would say if you're gonna do a long stream, I wouldn't drink. You know, like having sleep deprivation combined with like some other thing is probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, just drink lots of water and like make sure you stretch.
Yes.
You know, just like general tips about. But I mean, I wouldn't say I recommend it, but it's it is a drug after a while. But the problem with the no sleep drug is you just constantly want to fall asleep and it like makes you agitated. So
yeah, crazy.
you do say some funny stuff, but.
Oh god. All right. Kind of already talked about this earlier, but Mandrew says, "Congrats on the engagement, Alfie. How was the transition of going from a single gamer to being in a relationship and gaming with the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with?"
I've never dated someone who didn't game, and whenever I'd like go out on a date with like someone from college or something like that, it just like I don't know. I just spend so many hours gaming. There's no way that I'd be able to date someone who doesn't game because then you don't spend any time together, and it's like I guess I've just never tried it, so I would never be someone in a relationship who didn't game. I guess that's just me because a lot of people will like come into chat and they'll ask me about like they'll be like, oh yeah, you know, I wish my girlfriend would watch me game or whatever, and then I just constantly think to myself, I'm like, I would never date someone who didn't. So like that would never be an issue because I just wouldn't date that person.
Yeah.
So it's like the normal thing where like, you know, the guys game and the girls don't. So I've just always dated girls that game, but I guess there just aren't as many girls that game than guys that game. So, you know, a lot of guys that game who want a girlfriend that games, you're either gonna have to teach her or. I mean, I assume it's like more of a society thing, but.
I don't know. Like, I mean, clearly, I think that's just a fact that there's more guy gamers. I mean, I've never done any research on it, but there actually is a lot of girls. Like, surprisingly to me, there's a lot of girls.
According to a random Google search I made,
yeah,
there's 3.5 guy gamers to every one girl gamer. So
okay, that's interesting.
So according to this random Google search, 2.5 guy gamers are not gonna be able to find a girl that games. So
and the worst thing would be if those girl gamers end up just going with a normie guy anyway. So then it's even less, you know.
So that's why there's so many guys in girls chats, you know, dropping subs and stuff because there just aren't that many girl gamers to go around.
That's so funny.
Anyway, yeah. So no difference at all. She's great. I'm able to just basically be me, and she's just there hanging out, and you know, it's great. I mean, dude, like if she wasn't great, then I would have never, you know, proposed her on my maxing party because that was a pretty big, you know, event and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, she's wonderful, and I love her, and no difference really in the terms of like it's not like, oh, I have to like stop gaming and hang out with her. We just play games together, so it's pretty cool. Yeah. Well, like I'll like play like RuneScape for X amount of hours, and then she'll be like, can we go play some Fortnite? And I'm like, sure. Anyway, play Fortnite, but yeah, it's fine.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. The Duck Chris asks, favorite old memories from original RuneScape or from old school release.
All right, so you guys are all going to think I RWT, but I didn't. It was in 2006. So the way I got into RuneScape was I found a mini clip right next to Puzzle Pirates. Puzzle Pirates was also a great game.
Yep.
Because I could play Texas Hold'em on it. Anyway, yeah, that's what I did when I was 18 before RuneScape. Before I did the thing on RuneScape, the RWT thing, I was playing Texas Hold'em on Full Tilt Poker. And before they took it out of America because of people evading taxes or something. Because that's what I would have done instead of streaming. I would have been a professional poker player thing. And I was already getting into it, but then the government was like, yeah, people aren't paying taxes or something like that. So the FDA or whatever restricted Texas Hold'em in America. So then you had to play on crappy offshore sites. But anyway, that's, you know, not what he asked. So RuneScape 2006. I joined server and I was PKing in Varrock Wilderness. The trees were staying still because it's RuneScape and the graphics are trash. And that freaking that one tree, and then I saw a cash jack in the wilderness, And I was like, whoa, my name in game was PK range 55555. Listen, dude, don't judge me.
Was it actually?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So random.
I just love fives. I don't know. My
Okay.
email has fives in it, like everything. I like five.
And your passwords?
Anyway, no. Shut up.
All right, go.
No, it doesn't. I would never be that stupid. No, my passwords are actually like a bunch of like numbers and letters and stuff because I didn't want to get hacked for everything.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let me actually make like a password that's not freaking Alfie rules 12. It'd be stupid. Anyway, so I saw a cash tag in the wilderness. I'm like, ooh, what is this? And then I ran over to the cash tag and I found a mill. Anyway, my life's ruined now.
Wait,
I was like,
it wasn't a lure?
So I went to Edgeville. I bought some like super strength, super attacks, like a bunch of dragon daggers, and I'm like, holy, I'm rich. Anyway, now I'm addicted to RuneScape. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I thought it was going to be a lure, but
know.
you just picked up the money and dipped. Damn.
Yeah, it was just like on top of like the loot pile, so I was looting.
Oh, so you killed the person?
No, I didn't. No, I was like looting
just random people
other people's
that were
loots.
done.
Yeah. I just remember getting BS. They probably BS me because I had 37 defense. It's really toxic. You know? Listen, dude, not everyone can be a 1 defense pure, right? Not everyone has more than $12 a month to spend on membership. Listen.
That's funny. What about old school? Or wait, that was RS2, right?
I was old school pretty much. Oh, old school RuneScape, I was the first one to get 99 fishing. Kind of cool.
Really?
Not I'm trying to brag, but yeah.
In the entire game?
Yeah.
Damn, that's fucking sick.
Yeah, someone called me a Chinese gold farmer. Yeah.
What was your name back then?
Alfie Shark.
Okay.
You can look it up. Look up notable old school RuneScape players.
Did you fish sharks the entire? Please don't.
No.
What did you?
No, I fished. I did barbarian fishing.
Okay.
And then I traded someone and they dropped the fish.
I was gonna say just based off of your name, I thought it was gonna be like sharks or something. I was like, how would you get rank 1 or first to 99? Damn, though, that's actually crazy.
I beat homepage by 20 hours.
Yeah, and he was the first to 200 mil. Is that correct?
Yep.
Wow. That's actually impressive. What did you like? That's so weird. When I think of like old school release, I didn't play back then. But
yeah, it was like 2012.
Like, that's just crazy. It feels like you would want to do something else because it's a fresh server. Did you ever feel like, oh, I kind of want to go try something else? Like, that's insane dedication, honestly. And 99s were they were no joke.
Imagine like 200 hours or something. But I mean, that's not, it's nothing compared to the freaking stupid maxing grind I did this year. But yeah.
Dude, how does it feel though? Like, that must have felt so fucking badass to have a fishing cape. That was back when skill capes were so
The first thing I did was went to Academy and I freaking fished sharks with my bare hand because you need 96. And I was like, yeah, and everyone's like, no way, dude, that's a fishing cape. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool.
I just kind of miss those days when skill capes actually meant something, you know?
And then I was like, let's try to go PKing, but then someone one-shot me because I had 10 health.
That's funny. Yeah. All right. Gravity asks. Okay, so he has a few questions. I guess we'll start with the first one he asks. Favorite games outside of old school?
Okay, so I'd say Runes. There's no way RuneScape is my number one anymore. It's I would say League of Legends has always been my favorite game by far. I tried to go professional in it. I was challenger in season 5, and I played on a Zenith Esports team, and we ended up losing to Liquid Academy in the semifinals. It was like a 2-0, and I could have gone pro in League. I'm really glad that I didn't because RuneScape pays way better. But like League of Legends, going pro in League would have been the same kind of deal where you have to play like 16 hours a day. It's crazy. Like going pro in any game, it requires so much. Like you have to play so much.
Yeah,
and so like, and that was just a game I played with all my friends. So like that was RuneScape was like that game that I played alone. And then League of Legends was a game that I played with all my friends. So, like, League of Legends was, like, my social game where I hung out with people. And then I wanted to get really good at League because then people would like me. Anyway, I was homeschooled. So, so League is probably my favorite. And then RuneScape's probably second. And then I'd say probably Rust is my third. And then I don't know, and then a bunch of other games my fourth. Like I played a bit of Hearthstone, a bit of TFT, a little bit of Overwatch, some Fortnite. I played CS 1.6 back in the day, Counter Strike. What games did you play? Back
Dude, I'm trying to like think. So these games like can't really be played anymore, like they could, but it wouldn't feel the same. But Guitar Hero was one of my all-time favorite games. Like I fucking loved it.
Very cool.
I used to play a bunch of retro PS1 games, and it's just like a mixture of them. I can't say like one in particular.
Guardians Crusade?
No. Did you ever play Legend of Dragoon?
No.
It was like a 4-disc game.
Twisted Metal?
Nope. I played
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Crash Bandicoot Warped was the best.
That's actually best game.
Yeah. Now like those kind of games, absolutely obsessed with. I even had like an Age of Empires.
Did you ever play Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah, but at my friend's house because that was on the PS2. We never had one. We went from PS1 to GameCube.
I played Super Mario Bros. At my friend's house because I never had a Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
But it was always fun playing over there.
Yeah, I was also into Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare 2, for a while.
Okay, yeah, me too.
But that was just like high school, you know. Like, I don't know. There's a difference. Like with Call of Duty, it's kind of like with you. Like that was the game I played with friends, and I would get addicted as shit, you know.
So when you burn out on RuneScape, what do you do? What do you play? Or do you ever...
To be honest, like I don't really have any other game. Like I've been playing Elden Ring a little bit, but not recently because of like the RC updates and all that stuff. But whenever I'm like a little bit toasted, I'll just play Elden Ring for a little bit, even though it's fucking hard and I'm really bad at it. Like I'm not that bad at it, but I get stressed out because I'm like, this is gonna be a pain in the ass, kind of like. But the other game is like chess.
I was trying to like be a rebel and I didn't call in the servant's help or whatever, so I spent the entire game like not leveling and like staying low HP. Anyway, the boss fights are really hard. And they were like, why are you playing on Nuzlocke mode or whatever? And I'm like, I don't know what that means. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm still a total noob. But yeah, I play chess on my phone.
So. Ooh. I currently have a secret addiction to Candy Crush. It's bad.
Oh yeah. I saw a little tweet from Bastilla that I think you were playing Candy Crush. It's such like a middle-aged mom game. Sorry?
Yeah. I said, anyway, everyone's moms are going down. Listen, dude.
Yeah. Dude,
no mom is safe when anyway, whatever.
Dude, I just remember my mom got really addicted to Candy Crush. It's so funny because like every 40-year-old woman just got really addicted to it at some point. And you know exactly how they play too. This is really funny, but like I just imagine my mom holding her phone in one hand and then using her index finger with a long nails, you know, like how girls have long nails. They have to like use the pad of their like finger to like click I don't know, it's like there's a certain way that women hold their phones, and I just like whenever I see that, whenever I think of Candy Crush, I think of like a middle-aged mom pressing with one finger like on the little Candy Crush things. And I remember my mom like roasting me for playing a lot of Guitar Hero in high school and stuff and just playing games, and then like
now.
And then I stopped playing games kind of toward the end of high school. I started getting more like social. And then I saw her on her phone 24/7. I'm like, God damn, the fucking like
the audacity of this woman.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. I could see the addiction to Candy Crush. I don't think I'll ever play it though. It's not my type of game.
Nah, I'm just on vacation.
All right. He also asks, what is your go-to takeout order?
Okay, so I've been like cooking a lot more recently, but I would say my go-to takeout order I'd say probably McDonald's chicken nuggets 10-piece with sweet and sour and ranch. But the problem with the takeout order is you kind of have to drive there because if you don't, the fries are lukewarm, and if the fries aren't hot, it ruins the whole meal. So, I'd rather just cook a steak. I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny how now that I'm kind of addicted to DoorDash and things like that, every single fast food or any takeout has gone dramatically downhill, and I'm like, what is the reason for that? I'm like, oh yeah, because shit comes like 45 minutes late every fucking time. Like my food's cold, and so I blame it on the place rather than like the actual delivery service. But
I mean that's cool. I mean then you can get into cooking #HelloFresh.
Dude.
Anyway.
Real talk. I am not sponsored by HelloFresh, but I got it for 50% off for 1 week, and it was delicious. And I learned how to cook a few different recipes. It was actually fantastic. This is not an ad, by the way, but like, I was impressed.
So there's something that you might like better since you only did it for a week. Faux sponsor, the one that like it like serves you like instead of you having the cookie, you just throw it in the microwave.
Yeah,
What's it called?
I
forget.
Yeah, whatever it is. I just don't like frozen stuff. It's just way too salty. Everything's like overly salty to be a preservative. I don't know. That's what it feels like, at least. So
yeah. So when I was living in Texas, I would make like so I would just get like steaks, and then I would get chicken, and then I'd make like a garlic butter chicken, and then I'd make steak with asparagus, and make beef jerky, and that was set, dude. Homemade beef jerky is the freaking best if you haven't had it. It's so you just have to get a dehydrator, and then you get like 2 pounds of top sirloin, and then you just cut them into like really thin slices, and then you put them in the dehydrator for like 12, 13 hours, and it's a snack for like weeks. It's so good, and it costs like $20, $30.
Yeah, my mom used to do that as a kid. She would dehydrate a bunch of fruits too, like pears and stuff. We'd take it to school for our cold lunches.
Yep.
Like dehydrated
it's
fruit
the move.
and meats.
It really is.
It was good. Okay. How do you manage your mindset when it comes to long grinds? I'm imagining streaming helps, by the way.
Freaking, it doesn't help at all. Just freaking lie to yourself. Streaming actually hurts. Dude, freaking doing a freaking 12-hour mining grind on stream and like just sitting there like with nothing to watch, it's the worst, actually. Like not streaming is so much better, but then freaking everyone's gonna call me a botter if I don't stream anymore, so I have to do it. Anyway, that grind sucked. PBM's better, because like PBM's like, then it's like more entertaining for me. I'm not just freaking clicking a rock.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm never stealing a stream ever again. That's horrible. I don't know how people do it. But like, that's why no one does it.
Yeah. Well, do you have any, like, I don't know, do you have any fondness for the grind you just did? Because, like, it feels like you can't do it anymore. I mean, once you max, what's the point of skilling past that? And your audience would just constantly question you. But now that you've done it, do you kind of have, like, a little bit of fondness for it? Like, man, I kind of miss that. I kind of miss skilling. Or is it just don't care?
No, I knew it was going to be horrible going into it, but I'm like, it's something unique, and then I did it, and now I'm done, and I hate it.
That's good. Because I feel like for me, sometimes PVM gets dull. It's no wonder, but like I did Nightmare for 9 months straight, and it was the worst thing ever. And I started
just get the drop, lol.
Yeah, no, literally, but it got to the point where it's like, dude, I fucking hate this RNG stuff. It's like, I just want to get stuff done. I don't know.
That's fair. I guess it depends on what kind of skilling you're doing, because like once you're, because like I don't really want to go and max another account. Like I'm not really interested. Like I already maxed one, and it's like still a hardcore kind of sort of esque, and like why don't I just play on that account instead of like going on another grind? And like streaming is not great for it. I think that if Leagues 3 had never came out, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. When League 3 came out, the entire group Ironman hype just freaking red line barred, died. Like, it was just awful. And that's when it became really bad. Because, like, then I was doing rune crafting, and then I was doing mining, and then I was doing wood cutting. And, I think the best part about the grind is now I know how to efficiently do all the skills, so it'll be useful for the next leagues and the next DMM, right? Because, then I can, be more efficient with, getting my skills up to do quests or whatever, I guess. So that's cool. I'm not going to have a problem with freaking 3-tick 4G or whatever anymore. 1.5 ticking is kind of gaming compared to before. So,
yeah,
that's cool. But as far as on the main game, dude, it just takes so long. Maxing just takes forever.
Yeah.
It's just there is no maxing quick. It took 151 days, 18 hours a day, 2,700 hours. That's awful. Yeah. And that's going freaking efficient, 14 farm runs a day. It was just, man, I worked 2 jobs. It was awful.
How did your wrists feel afterward? Did you have any pain ever?
The mining was bad, but it was, my wrist on my desk is at a decent position to where it didn't really hurt that bad. It got decently bad during mining, but then it kind of didn't get worse, so it was fine. And then the wood cutting thing, I could have done the Fossil Island teaks, but then I was like, yeah, redwoods are fine. Anyway, cheeks suck.
It's aggressive if you do it long term.
Listen, it's I'm good. 1.5 tick redwoods were like 155K, and then the freaking teaks on fossil are like 180 or 190. Anyway, I'm happy with my rates. It's fine.
Redwoods are so much more chill too, because you're like banking something.
And they're in the farming guild, so I can do my contracts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that method. The only time I like 1.5 ticking on Fossil Island is if I'm going to my POH and using those logs on the butler to make into planks. Like,
yes, they on the drop, and that's really good. Yeah,
it becomes such a chill grind because you have a little bit of intensity and then just a long run back. You know, it's nice. I don't know if you ever.
Yeah, that's like 115, isn't it?
Yeah. It's about 115. Okay. What did you do for construction? It's too bad
there's no way to freaking manipulate Amethyst, dude. Freaking sucks.
Wait, what? What about Amethyst? Sorry.
So like, there's no way to like 1.5 it. You just have to like 3 tick it, and it's like still not great because your video, you made a video on it.
Well, it's still 1.5. Yeah, I mean it's 1.5 kind of, but like you can't ever get 2 successful rolls, so it's basically just like 3 ticks. I don't know. I still question myself. Like, what is it really considered? I don't know. But I love, dude.
Well, it is still 3 ticking because you 3 tick 4D, but you still get 2 rolls.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's still 3 ticking.
Exactly. That's why I just called it 3 tick, because I'm like, yeah, you're still kind of getting 2 rolls, but you can't actually ever get 2 rolls.
Man, this is where everyone stops watching. They're like, these guys are freaking losers.
Nah, this is where this is where everyone starts. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Go watch them settle. This sucks.
But I don't know. I think some people would have some interest. I think it's like the social consequence of enjoying this conversation is like more than, I don't know. It's almost like, oh, nerdy shit. I don't want to talk about skilling, but there's a little bit of interest I think that people would enjoy. I just want to bring up real quickly about the Amethyst thing. I think the Addy pick method, doing 2-tick Amethyst, is the most insane method, even though it's like so simple, because it's the only method in the entire game, I think, that you can click once every 4 ticks and be 2-ticking. It's weird. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if you ever did
weird. That. Well, so it works with the Addy pick. It also works with the Steel, I think. So
does it? I thought it only worked with Addy.
No. So Rune is 3.
Yep.
Addy is 4.
Yep.
So it has to work with the 4 tick. So it has to be Mithril is 5. Black is 6. Steel. So it's an iron. It's an iron pickaxe. That's 8 ticks. So it's still the 4 tick cycle.
But there's no way that would work, right?
Yeah, it would. 100%. It's the same 4 tick.
I know, but wait, okay. You've actually...
It totally works.
If that actually works and it's the same efficiency, my mind's blown, because that doesn't make sense to my head right now.
Well, it has to, because it's the same 4 tick. But the only reason why the rune pickaxe gets off cycle because it's 3 tick, and then that's the same problem with the black pickaxe, I think, or no, myth, the 6 tick one.
No, there's no way that works.
Yes, it does.
Because you would lose. There's no way you're getting a roll on the off tick. People are like so fucking confused what we're talking about, I imagine.
Hilarious.
Whatever.
Well, dude, the amount of time I had to freaking answer the freaking question about the Addy pick was ridiculous. Because like the Addy pick granite is so nice, dude. Frick ever using a rune pick there. It's so, dude, I freaking, so here's what I did. So I changed on RuneLight my Addy pick to look like a rune pick so people wouldn't ask the question anymore.
And then people are like, why can't I do this? My rune pick's not working. Oh, God.
Well, no. So they just never knew it wasn't a rune pick. So they thought it was normal.
Yeah. Well, okay. I guess they're never going to try it themselves. I just imagine somebody tried it themselves and it never worked.
So. Well, no. So it's a granite. So like usually a granite, you would just use a rune pick and it'd just be 3-tick 4G granite.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I had an Addy pick on, but it looked like a rune pick, so they wouldn't even know that it was an Addy pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they wouldn't ask. I was getting so tired of the question. Dude, it was great.
Okay, let me ask you as well about streaming. So, answering the same question over and over and over. Like, I think as a viewer, because I used to be a viewer, you know, I still am a viewer, but now I understand more. But there is something that really starts bothering me when I have to answer a question like 30 times in a stream.
It's just like... I wish everyone just freaking knew, but I know what I have to do to make everyone just know, and I'm not willing to do it, so I just deal with it.
Yeah.
Make YouTube videos.
I come into your stream.
This podcast is great. I'm so excited just to be like, look at the podcast. I answered here. I have like timestamps for everything.
Dude.
I'm gonna be like, oh, you want the answer to this question? It's this part of the podcast.
I just love how every time I come into your stream, without fail, some random username will come and be like, dude, you haven't slept in weeks.
Oh my God.
And it's like, you just take it so nonchalantly, just like, all right, yeah, like, you just ignore it.
So, all right. So my mom has really thin skin. It's called hyperpigmentation.
Yeah.
And so the bags under my eyes, they've been this bad since I was 8. I'm sure me not sleeping that much has made them worse, but like I do sleep a lot. Just when a lot of people watch me is when I'm doing one of those like, intense not sleeping grinds, but like I catch up on it. It's not like I like just never sleep. It's just me and my sister both have really bad bags on our eyes because my mom's thin skin.
Yeah.
So it's just always been like that. And so it looks worse on stream. And so I have the words bags, tired, and sleep all banned in my chats. People can't come in and type it. Oh, dude, it gets so annoying. But, like, I mean, it's part of streaming,
Yeah. I just love that. It's like you've had to deal with this for, I'm imagining, 10 years. And it just, like, never goes away. And it's just, like, this I don't know. Like, it's just, I just
weird, too, because, so when I was growing up, no one ever talked about it. Like, in IRL, like, people would never come up to me IRL and be like, or even my friends would never be like, hey, how many hours have you been awake for? That just never happens. And then on stream, someone will just come in and they'll be like, hey, man, wow, dude, this is a long stream. I'm just like, no, why?
Oh, God. That's so funny. I know, it's just strange. Like, so let me ask you this as well. Do you, so every streamer and every person that puts themselves in the public eye, the longer you do it, the more haters you get, just people that just hate you for no reason.
Haters because they aren't us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, it was no question.
No, I guess just to kind of finish it off, just like, what do you do? What have you learned that works well when you get people that just hate you, and they come in your stream and let it be known that they hate you? Like, I don't
nothing.
know.
I don't know. I just say, wow, that's, I just I just ask them why they're wasting their time. I'm just like, why wouldn't you rather just like be doing something that like you enjoy doing instead of sitting here like playing me for no reason? Just like go to somewhere else and like do something you want to do instead of like, and then I'm like, let's take a vote. You don't want to be here, and I don't want you to be here. Wow, that's 2 people that think you should leave. Anyway, so like I guess like just like something like that where like I like try to answer them differently than a random streamer will say, because like usually like streamer will be like, blame the viewer, and then all the viewers will be like, yeah. But then I try to like do something different because I'm old. I'll just try to be like, hey, like if this isn't somewhere you want to be, you should definitely just like go watch someone you want to watch, because you're wasting your time, and like we only have X amount of seconds here, and you're wasting your seconds doing this, and like why? It's not like I don't respond to everyone who talks. So like,
it's like a skill you have to like
understand.
Yeah, I just see like those things that like really get under a person's skin. Like for me, like there's a troll and there's a person that's like really a troll. Like they will pick at like the things that you're kind of self-conscious about.
That doesn't happen. That happens more. That happened to me a lot more when I had 50 to 100 viewers than now.
Yep.
I guess it's like a feeling of power that someone can feel when they come in, they create a bunch of accounts, and they like control the entire live stream. The internet's a weird place.
It really is.
I mean, the best advice is just ignore it and pretend like the person doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And then they just get so bored that they just stop. Because like the thing is like if the chat's not showing up on screen, you can legitimately just like make them feel like they don't exist. And that's the best way to like deal with the problem. It's just like, I wouldn't say this one works for streaming, like IRL, like, deal with your problems. But like for this specific instance, the best way is to I was reading the Aragon books. Have you ever read them?
Nope.
Anyway,
I know what they are though. I haven't read them.
Yeah, the second book is called, I think it's in the second book. It's either Eldest or Singer. Anyway, there's this like story about these 10 different clans, tribes, people, and one of the clans and tribes tries to murder Aragon, and they fail, and then they all come into a meeting with like the 10 dwarf tribes, and then what they do is they ignore the 10th dwarf tribe and they pretend like they don't exist, and that's like seen as like the worst punishment ever. And I like that story because that's how I think that's the best way to deal with someone who's like being hateful for no reason. You just ignore them for no reason, and then eventually just nothing happens. Like just nothing ends up happening. Let's say like you're like. And when people people had my parents' cell phone number or phone number, and they started calling my house, and then I just pretend like it didn't happen, and they eventually stopped because they're like, oh, it's not doing anything.
That literally is the best advice. I mean, and just ban them as well. Like if you were like a newer streamer, just
no, I don't.
Well, you don't need to anymore.
Well, no, so you don't ban them because you just want them to pretend like they don't exist. If you ban them, it makes them think that they did something.
Really? So you will keep them, and so they actually get bored enough to not keep harassing you. Like,
yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. You just absolutely ignore them, and then if a mod tries to stop them, I'll just be like, stop, don't ban them, don't do anything.
That's so.
And then they just keep on talking crap, and then they stop, and they eventually leave.
That's so funny. Okay. Last question that Gravity has is, what is one thing you wish never came into the game?
PKing. I'm just kidding. This is going to be a controversial topic because I wish there was no items you need to get in the wilderness. Because people, you're making PVMer versus PKer with this topic, because PVMers have to go and get a dragon pickaxe. They need one on their Ironmans. Every single PVMer needs one. So they go into the wilderness, they get killed by a PKer, and then all of a sudden they feel like it's not fair. Why do PKers get to do this? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I think the two games should be different. I think the PVMing game shouldn't have to go into the wilderness at all. And so the dragon pickaxe being available from only wilderness sponsors is dumb. And like also Magecape 2 shouldn't be a wilderness thing either. And PKing should have alternate ways to make money in the wilderness that's high risk, high reward. So if you want to make a lot of money an hour, you go into the wilderness, but nothing essential.
Yeah. I actually am leaning way more to that side of kind of separating the two. Because it's never, like, nothing in the past 9 years of old school has ever been like a positive thing for PKing. I feel like we keep going down this stupid rabbit hole. I don't know if rabbit hole is the right term, but just like we keep doing the same stupid stuff that keeps dividing the community further and further, and people just inevitably hate PKing because we keep saying, oh, let's put more content into the wilderness that people don't want to. There's a lot of people that don't want to go in the wilderness, and so like you enticing them in weird ways where like unique items and stuff is just like so bad. Like, I understand PKing's dying, and so you want to spark some activity to help the PKers, but like just go fight each other. I don't know. Because it's never been anything good for the game. Nothing healthy has ever come from doing that, adding bait into the wilderness. So I don't know.
It's just like the amount of polls that failed in PKing that could have passed if PVMers never had to go into the wilderness. If PVMers were like, oh yeah, the PKers can have this, they're just fighting each other.
Yep.
But when you get the rest of the game involved, the players, because let's be honest, PKing is a minority activity and PVMing is the majority activity. If you have PKers constantly killing PVMers, then PVMers, there's going to be like this divide, and there shouldn't be. PKing should be a fun mini game.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like a thing where PVMers have to go do X or Y or Z.
I think they are going to be going down this route where, I mean, Mod Ash even said it on a Q&A that they're going to be moving the Dragon Pick to like VM or Zolcano or something. And also, I think the PvP arena is just a good, I hope it's a good piece of content that kind of further, I don't really, like, it's weird to say that separation's a good thing, but I actually think it is, just like kind of like separate the two in a way, because PKers don't want to go quest. They don't even want to go get their own Infernal Cape. So you see a bunch of content creators that are playing on maxed Infernal Cape accounts and never stepped into the Infernal on themselves. It's like, okay, first of all, that's a problem on its own. But like, they don't want to participate in the rest of the game. They just want to PK, and the other people don't want to PK. They just want to do what they want to do. So just separate them. And
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if they have like a 10 or 15 mil an hour thing, or like a really expensive, like the best money making method in the game can come from the wilderness. I don't mind that, but nothing essential. Like another part of the game. Like if you want to make good money, if you want to go in the wilderness, it's fine. Like that's I don't mind if they have like that big like. I guess it would create problems.
I still get a little worried about having things shit out too much, GP, because it's like, yeah, that's probably fine if there's no unique items and it doesn't really affect you, but there will inevitably just start being the same things like mob, the mob, you have to pay them, and then Ironman and all these other people are just getting like a metric fuck ton of gold per hour, and it's like, is this good for the game? Is this positive?
It's already there. It's already happened with LMS. It's already happened with Rev Caves. It's already like been a thing where like you can abuse the wilderness to get X, Y, and Z on your Ironman, and that's your choice. And Jarek's never really been against that sort of thing. And I think that if we can get items out of the wilderness for PVMers to go for, you can go ahead and give wilderness advantage because there is risk. I don't mind it.
Okay. Yeah, it's a.
You can just like have like a JMod, like, you know, look into people selling things. I don't know. But
yeah,
volume is always going to be a problem everywhere. Not just the wilderness.
It always will be.
You know, there's always those problems, but I don't think that like some people might sell this thing in the wilderness. I don't think that should be a reason not to release it.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. And it's never, I don't know, like people really want Bounty Hunter back and stuff like that, but like you can't give out artificial like reward. I don't know. There's something weird with PvP. Like I understand if there's PVM content out in the wilderness, like revs, for example, because you still have to put in the time. But when there's like you get a reward for killing a player, it just becomes this abusable thing where it's just like, oh, let me just farm these. I don't know. I don't want to get into all this.
Really cool.
What?
You can make the cosmetics really cool. And if they release the PvP arena, they can re-release Bounty Hunter and make Bounty Hunter a way to get those cosmetic items.
Bounty Hunter needs like actual moderation.
Yeah, I agree.
And they're never going to do that.
PvP's a mess, but hopefully in this next year with the game jam and stuff, they can look to actually like release some things and ignore the 10 toxic cares on Twitter and, you know, actually, yeah.
Did you ever read that tweet of like I don't know who it was, some JMod or something, basically like they were talking to some PKing clans and stuff, and they could never get to a consensus, and they were being like really rude and shit like that. So they just made a tweet. I don't know if it was old school official or just some like random JMod account, but they were like, yeah, we're not going to be talking to the PKing communities anymore about what they want because we just feel uncomfortable talking to them because they're always like in a fucking pissy mood and being jerks and stuff. It's kind of funny. I need to find that tweet because I've mentioned that multiple times.
Yeah, well, they got really upset about the thing that's made the wilderness really active, which is singles plus PJ timer. All the freaking teams got upset, and it was a great read.
Dude, it is weird. It is weird to think like whenever a PKer says, okay, so I heard this thing. You've probably seen this where a PKer will say singles plus is making it worse for the PVMers. Have you ever?
That's really funny, actually.
It's funny because it's almost like, should I believe you right now? Because clearly you want to kill more PVMers. So why would you be advocating for the PVMers? Like, I don't really know. I still don't know. Because they want to get back so they
can kill PVMers. But like the thing is like, so we're both really good at like making desserts, and we're talking about like a dinner because like we're not PvPers, so like we can't really like know how it's actually like for them right now. So I think like I've said this on the stream before, like Jagex should hire someone like Otoblock, and I guarantee you Otoblock would totally take the job and move to like fix RuneScape PvP. Like they need to hire like someone who PvPs to actually like put stuff into the game, even if it's like going to be bad or good for people, and then the community can argue about it. I think that'd be like a good step to take because they don't have anyone really except for like Archie. Like he doesn't really work in that area anymore, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a mess. So something that I do want to bring up is, what do you think about the Abyssal Lantern?
It's too rare, first of all.
It's so rare. Dude, freaking the JMO told me to just get it.
Dude, okay, it's a 1 in 700, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be a 1 in 300. It's same with the needle.
Yep.
They should both be the same rate.
I agree.
And I think...
Or make the needle rare.
Yeah. I mean, I would actually prefer both of them to be 1 in 300. I think the 1 in 300 needle was perfect. And a 1 in 300 lantern would be nice, too, because it's used for only the minigame.
What freaking got the entire outfit? I didn't get the needle. And like, even if you do get the needle, you get it so late that you can barely use it.
Well, the needle you can use everywhere. The lantern you can only use
the other thing, the lantern.
Okay, yeah.
So I didn't get the lantern in the minigame at all going for the outfit.
Yeah,
like,
that's obnoxious.
And like 860 rolls is like barely over drop rate.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. Maybe the lantern should be a purchasable thing. Like...
For how many freaking pearls then?
Nah, they really they should just change it to 1 in 300. I think that's the best thing.
Yeah.
Keep it still RNG, but don't make it.
Dude, I tried to make a freaking hissy fit about it on Twitter, and then everyone liked the mod's response to mine, so I just got freaking murdered.
Yeah,
like,
that's dumb.
And he's like, just get the drop, lol.
Yeah, that's dumb.
I was like, all right.
I mean, clear, like, you're not in a great position to advocate for it because you don't have one, but like I could have like helped support you with that because I have 3 now. But I'm just like, I still feel like this thing should be way more common, even though I got it on rate. What do you think about the lantern working outside of the minigame, though? They would have to change the effects, I think, but I don't.
The lantern working outside of the minigame, I think the lantern's cool. They make it 1 in 300. You can actually use it throughout the minigame for your, unless you get really unlucky.
Yeah.
But like 1 in 700 is just too rare. I mean, it's too late. Like. No, because the thing is, I wasn't fighting for me either. When I made that response to Twitter, I was already done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had already finished the alpha, and I was like, this is just too rare.
Yeah. Yeah, that's obnoxious. Have you done any Nex at all yet? Or were you just maxing?
Yeah, I've done a bit, like 30 or 40 kills. Not much.
Okay. What do you think about them changing the rate from 1 in 43 to 1 in 53, and then back to 1 in 43 now?
Well, it was great for me because I never touched Nex, so I was like, all right, time to grind it. So now I can, but like I think that's fine. I think Jagex is cool with like. I think it's nice to see that they can make a mistake and then be like, okay, this is too rare.
Yeah.
And then change it back. So I mean, everyone makes mistakes. That's one of those like slight errors that companies make sometimes. It's just cool that they realize it and change it back instead of just like keeping it at 153 and being like, all right, you know what, we're wrong, but like, frick you guys anyway. Go have fun at Nightmare. I mean, Nex. What?
Yeah, that's fair.
How many kills do you do with the 153?
Well, it's weird because they also had this bug for a week where only MVPs got drops. It was just one random week. It was like probably like 3 weeks after release, and I got like 4 items that week. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah, there's been a lot. Nex has been a total mess. But no, I mean, I was really dry, and then they changed it to 1 in 53, and I'm like, fuck, like this is awful. And then I got really lucky one week, and now I'm just pretty much lucky there. So now I get to go back and get my Torval Plate. Torval Plate and Ancient Hilt are the last things I'm missing, so I'll go back one day. It's just team-based content is just, it's cool and all, but I just prefer I don't know. I prefer single content, like solo content, I mean.
Yeah. So I'm probably not going to go back there for a while. When I move to Cali and my internet's good, I'm going to be playing on the hardcore group account, and I'm going to be doing finishing off CG, and I'm going to be setting a lot of solo raids because they're dangerous. So that should be really good content. I'm excited for that.
That is really cool, by the way.
Yeah, the gear is gaming, so like it's going to be really fun to grind out those items for myself and the team and stuff, and then eventually we'll probably do group content there, and then once that all dies out, I don't know how long I'm going to play on the hardcore group, but then once that's all done, I think our group is planning on going to Nex as a group. That's like our like end goal.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're all playing on maxing, but it's taking everyone a bit. And then when we finally are done, hopefully we're still hardcores by then we're going to try to be a hardcore group going to Nex and doing Nex as a group Ironman content, because it's the only place you can do it without losing hardcore status, I don't think. I don't think you can do it in a mass, right? Nex?
Yeah, I don't know
as a
about that.
group?
You would know more than me, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Anyway, that's like my and then if the hardcore content group dies out, then I'll be doing next on my iron.
Yeah. That I'm not gonna lie, I do forget that hardcore group Ironman it's everywhere is unsafe. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Like Chambers has got to be
creates
so cool.
yeah, it does. Doing chambers is gonna be a lot more fun than normal for me because I've done a lot of chambers.
Would you do Vespula in a solo raid?
No way, dude. No way. I think in solo chambers, it might be worth for me to just start doing, I want to say challenge mode with prep. And then perhaps people just have like 115 HP the whole time, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, because like scouting's going to take forever.
Yeah. No.
Because you have to scout for yourself.
I'm not going to lie. Doing a challenge mode solo on a hardcore group Ironman sounds really badass. Like,
yeah, that's. I mean, if I can do anything in the game, it's that. I have like over 3,000 chambers, Casey. So
yeah, that's really badass. Like, just knowing at any point you'll lose a life. That's cool. Wait, how many lives have your
I gotta
your
run
group
like
lost?
this stuff, but yeah, I think that would probably be like way better, way faster to do that over regular raids because you have to scout your own, and then you can't scout Vespula. And anyway.
It's funny though because like okay, real talk. How many times have you actually died to Vespula in a solo?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, doing regular solo chambers a lot. I've died a lot to everything.
Okay.
So like having to play it safe with high HP is
just gonna be different.
Yeah.
Different muscle memory.
Way different.
That's crazy. All right. Wizard asks, how did you find enjoyment in grinding group iron so hard? How did you combat the burnout feeling I'm sure you experienced? Yeah, we've kind of already talked about this, but you can go for it.
Yeah, definitely. This was already a topic, and I think I said that you just have to enjoy every day. And, if you get burnt out on RuneScape, for the majority of people who play RuneScape, just play something else or, like, do something else. Or, it's your time. You don't have to spend X amount of hours a day on RuneScape. Like, there's no... It'll still be there tomorrow. You could, like, take a day and, like, do something else.
Yeah.
For me, though, it was more of, like, a goal that I wanted to finish because of content creation. I wanted to see how fast I could do it to be able to, like, set a record and stuff like that. And that's more speed running. So like it was more like a speed running feat than it was I'm playing RuneScape 18 hours a day and I gotta find this fun. But it was more like I'm just trying to speed run it. So it's like totally different.
That is really cool though that you do have the fastest to max Ironman type account. That's pretty cool. Well, yeah, that's legitimate as well. Anyway, wait, how do you actually know how much TN1K played? Did he play more than you? Like, do you have any idea?
He had like 104 days or 105 days when he maxed or something.
Okay.
So it was less. It was less in-game time play, but it was like more hours a day or something.
Okay.
So he probably did like 19.
Interesting.
Or they did 19 or what? I don't know. I don't know how much account checking actually went on.
All right. Furry Wall asks, chicken or beef? I don't really understand it. Literally, when he first asked us, I thought of ramen, like ramen noodles, like the flavoring.
Beef for both. Definitely. Filet and top sirloin is way better than chicken. Chicken's not bad, but like chicken, if you don't make it yourself, it's like it's usually just like white and it's like usually like dry and
yeah.
Chicken nuggets are all right, but like a good filet, yeah, it's definitely beef.
Yeah, I think that too. Like you can have great chicken, don't get me wrong, but the greatest chicken compared to the greatest beef, it's the greatest beef. That's better. Yeah, still love chicken.
Chicken's good.
Okay. I ate too late asks, how would you describe the game if someone who knows nothing about RS asks, what's that game you play? Is it fun? Should I try it?
There is so much to do in RuneScape compared to like your average game, and I think one of the biggest like cool things about RuneScape is mobile is exactly the same as a PC game. So like you literally play it like on break at work and like actually like, get towards a goal or something. So like you can consistently like have like that like nice break from whatever you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as I am someone who's played a lot of RuneScape and get burnt out all the time, yeah, I mean, log in. If it's not your cup of tea, log out. And if it is, you know, send a couple quests, or it's like a 8-bit nostalgic type game where you can train any skill you want, and if you end up getting far enough, there's some really cool fights, and Jagex does a really good job of communicating with the community. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I always wonder, like, what I want. I love this game to death. Like, I seriously do. I had this weird moment. I must have been really baked or something. I had this weird, like, out-of-body experience. Not out-of-body, I guess, but just this... What's the word? Like, just this, like, mind-opening experience where I'm like, damn, RuneScape really is just it's just such an awesome game. Like, there's so much to it. Even though, like, I take it for granted completely because I just play it every day. Like, I don't know if you watched Bodie's video of him coming back to the game where he, like, physically couldn't play for, like, a month. And now he's just super addicted to it. Like, all he wants to do is, like, play his main account and stuff. But, yeah, I kind of had this weird experience where I'm like, damn, RuneScape really is just, like, a really amazing game. Even though we kind of take it for granted and we kind of see it as a very simplistic click game. There's so much to it.
It sucks.
By the way, if you did watch that video of Bodie, what do you think of him coming back as a main account, not hardcore Ironman, getting out of that?
He's got like a hardcore in 6 months.
I know. That's what I said. People in my stream were like, right? He's not making hardcore. I'm like, dude, he'll literally make the fact that he said
it's
there's
an endless cycle of torture that Jagex puts us in, and they freaking throw DCs out there every single 2 or 3 weeks and see who dies. Listen, dude.
Oh my god. But the thing is, would you have changed anything different? You would have still played hardcore. Like, let's be honest. Like,
what?
If you went back in time, would you have done anything different? You probably still would have played hardcore, right? Even though you know it's a death trap.
I would have done everything exactly the same. Yeah. It still is an endless cycle, though, where, like, at a certain point, it kind of sucks because, like, I don't want to log in because I'm scared to, like, lose the life, and I feel like that's, like, a sick nerd thing, because sick nerd, like, maxed, and I feel like if sick nerd had no ability to die on his HC, he would constantly be logged into it, but, like, it's just, like, that fear of, like, losing all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just, like, once you're alive for long enough, you're just like, okay, I would rather just, like, play on a different account because I don't want to risk dying on this one, or just skill or whatever.
I just randomly had this thought of you smashing your head into the keyboard.
That's Noji right. You were right there, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't get it out of my head. Just your rages. They were awesome, dude. I think the most famous clip of you, besides the Iron Dragons, you know, please please do your not worse. Or what did you say?
Please do your not your worst or something.
Yeah, something like that. But the other clip I think is the most wonderful, and it's really toxic. I'm sorry, but is when you died to Cerberus. Just the total look of defeat. Just
dude,
like
that was, man. Listen, dude. If the boss has 50 HP and you're out of food, just tab. Freaking, you know what? Cerberus is still gonna be there. That's not the primordial crystal. Just tab. Listen, dude. You're gonna be there for a while. Just tab.
Still a legendary clip, though. I don't know. I think it's just like, damn, like true emotion in a clip. It's just like.
I literally just freaking rushed Slayer, killed 10,000 blood bells, and died to a dog. Like, it's just, you know what? That account was terrible. Rip in peace, HC bags.
Oh my god.
Trash account.
Yeah, that is so strange. I know Bodie has a huge influence on the community. And so him playing hardcore, and I remember he was really invested in hardcores, and probably still is, but I know
he keeps saying stupid stuff that doesn't matter, so there you go. He's an idiot.
Okay.
Listen, dude, we freaking died to Corporal Beast before we found out that the shield was actually going to do something useful. Then he died to Vorkath because he was farming cash.
Was it fake of him clicking on the
but man.
Was it fake him clicking on the on the corp cave when he walked away?
It's fake. He just made a mistake.
It's funny the conspiracies that arose from that.
It's hilarious.
And like Wook's was staged. Like him dying to a blue dragon week 1 or whatever the fuck. Like that was. What do you think?
He just didn't care to play an HC.
Yeah. He doesn't care to play this game long term. He wants to do cool, badass stuff and then move on with his life.
Yeah, well, he's freaking retired because he didn't get the first soul in XKC. So
yeah, what the fuck.
Anyway, so you're the next Wook. So next thing that comes out, you gotta like be the first person to like soul or something.
Oh no. That's for dude. It is actually insane how many extremely talented people there are in this game now. Like,
all right, well, you have 4 months, so get to it.
I mean, you saw that somebody beat Exact's 40 combat Burnout.
If you make a bunch of videos on Raids 3, they do so well. Just like freaking figure out everything in Raids 3, and then we're like release all the videos day 1. Or like the first week or something.
No, like real talk. If you made a Raids 3 guide, if anybody were to do that and it was actually good, like it would just pop off out of control.
Yeah, it would. You're right.
I would love to do that. That would be fun.
That's definitely something that's right up your alley.
I'm making a hard clue guide right now, like super in depth, and it is actually kicking my ass. Like I have to do.
Oh, that's great. Can you teach me how to get something else besides rune kite shields?
I will. I've gotten 3 third age, so I'll teach you guys.
Wow, that's so cool. Holy. Oh, no way. The Sae Bae himself.
Okay, so going back to Bodhi, his influence on the game, him switching to a main account and playing for a collection log. What do you think that's going to do to the Twitch scene or anything at all? Will it do anything?
Well, is he streaming it?
Yeah, he'll be streaming it once he like feels better and stuff.
You mean once he does it for a month and then quits?
Do you think that's going to happen?
Yeah.
Because like I can also see that happening. It's kind of like more of a meme, like he's gonna remake a hardcore very soon. But
so here's what's gonna happen. All right, I'm calling it early.
Okay.
So he's gonna freaking play it for like a month, and then he's gonna play it for another month because everyone's gonna tell him he's gonna quit. And then he's eventually gonna have like 3 days in a row where he's just like really bored, he doesn't get any drops. And then he's gonna be like, all right, I'm bored. And then he's gonna like play Farming Simulator for a week, and then he's gonna make another hardcore.
It's actually so fucking accurate because I can actually see that.
I've been a Bodhi fan for a long time. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same as Coxie. Coxie said when he first made his first hardcore, I kept telling him, I was like, you're gonna remake. It's inevitable. Like, you are going to remake. And he's like, I'm not going to remake. Literally, the day he dies, he remakes. I'm like, oh my God. It's just such a...
It's just because there are so many viewers there that are, like, watching your death and they want you to... So, next hardcore, go. You know.
Yep. No, I'm actually curious to see what Bodhi does. Later. I'm curious. You might be right. Just moves on. It goes back to the hardcore thing.
So if he doesn't, which he won't, if he stays on this main account, he does like the main account, PVM, goal, grind, I just don't think it's going to be very entertaining.
He'll pull way fewer viewers. Initially, it'll be really high, and then it'll just drop down because it's not a hardcore.
There's no road that ends with him staying on this series. It's just like he wants to do. If he's going to pull that low view count, he might as well just be playing another game. He'll probably start doing a lot more variety, and I don't think he really get into a main grind. It's just too many hours. I mean, I'm not saying Bodhi can't do it. He can, and like maybe he'll do it for like 6 months. The RuneScape community, I don't think the RuneScape community is going to really do anything from it. Everyone's going to keep on playing their own. I don't think he'll influence anyone.
Okay.
Maybe a few people, but
yeah, I think maybe he's romanticizing the idea of playing a main account, but we'll see.
I mean, that's the idea until you have to go for the Calva Queen pet. You know?
He already has.
No, sorry, the Barbarian Assault one.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you forget to go over that crap, then you're like, all right, I quit.
Yeah, we'll see. I wonder what you guys think listening. What do you think in the comments? What do you think is going to happen with Bodhi?
How many pets do you have?
I have 26.
That's crazy, actually.
Yeah. And I
probably had that many over 11 accounts.
I could get a free one if I got the Chompy. I'd be at 27. But I think I'm going to wait until I'm at 29 to go get the Chompy. Then I'll just round up to 30.
Ooh, which pet are you working on right now?
I mean... technically, like, none. because I'm
16,000 hours, not all pets.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, dude, I tried to be a pet hunter. As soon as I maxed, I was like, I want to try to pet hunt. Dude, it is miserable being a pet hunter. It fucking sucks.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's not fun. Like, I romanticize the idea about pet hunting. Like, that's so cool. But no, you think of the worst pet grinds like Hydra and like, I don't know. There's a lot of really shitty pets out there. Just don't want to grind them.
You already have 26, though.
Yeah, no, I've actually gotten a lot of the AIDS ones. I mean, I have Armadillo, I have Bloodhound, I have Corp, I have like some really...
You have Bloodhound, holy frick, that's actually insane.
I don't have Omelet, though, yet, so that's going to be a bitch.
I have like 4 of them. You want one?
Yes.
I'll trade you for a Tebow.
Yeah, I have 2 Tebows. You can have one.
Oh, yeah, that's very cool.
All right. Bem asks, do you watch any other RS content creators? If so, which creator or which kind of content is your favorite to watch? It's a good question, actually.
Okay, I'd say my favorite streamer is Skillspecs, and probably will always be Skillspecs. He's really funny, and I like him. He's very genuine.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm in his chat a lot when he's live. Sometimes lurking, sometimes talking. It depends. RS content creators, obviously Bodhi, you've already talked about it. So my 2 RS idols back in the day were Bodhi and Ice Poseidon, and I told myself that I wanted to be as entertaining as Ice, but also as good as RuneScape as Bodhi. And I think I missed the mark on the Ice Poseidon thing, but it's always cool to have like goals that I can constantly work on every day. Yeah. Trying to go live and be that entertaining for playing RuneScape 12 hours a day, it's so hard to be like that entertaining all day. Like, what do you talk about like when you're doing like 12 hours of mining? There's really only so many topics, and I'm really bad at rambling. So, if someone asks a question, I can go off. But like, if there's like pulling rabbits out of a hat is something I've never really been very good at. So, let's see. I guess that's it. I'd say I also like watching. I like watching Curtis sometimes. I'm more PGRS. I like watching Sell on YouTube like everyone else. I like watching Alkin. Alkin's really cool. He's like my late night streamer I've been tuning into recently, especially because I haven't been streaming. I stream a lot, so it's hard to like tune into streams too much, but I try as much as I can. Anyway.
What about content specific? So just disregard the streamer.
I guess depends on what I'm doing, but I guess my favorite content to watch is probably... I probably like watching PKing. Either PKing or some kind of late game PVM content, like high risk hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't feel like people are risking a lot of hours. So the stuff that I try to like stream, but it takes a long time to get there. So I like watching the stuff where like I know it's like really difficult to get to that point, but
yeah. We paused on this subject, but we're bringing it back. Add Blood Rune Packs asks, what's the hardcore Ironman you missed the most, and which death hurt the most?
Okay, so my current hardcore is actually alive. It's Al 11th is the name of it. ALVENTH, so like 11th, but with an AL instead of the E. Anyway, so my hardcore is gaming right now. I got an MB hard on it for Nightmare. I freaking can't get a hill from Sarah. So that hardcore, if I ever play on it again, is currently doing Corrupted Gauntlet for the Blade. And then I have my max HCIM, which is obviously the preferable count. And then I have my Ironman, which is pretty stacked. So I've died on 10 hardcores. So the first death was to a skeleton in the Stronghold of Security. The second death was to an Iron Dragon, the infamous, the famous, the no anti-dragon shield, which, by the way, no one ever dies there. It just happened to me because Jagex wanted me to remake. Anyway, I remade that account, and it wasn't a hardcore, so I'd remake again. And then that account died to a Cave Horror, and then the account after that died to a Guard, because I was doing like a charity stream and I wasn't looking. And then the fifth account, HE Promise, died to a Blue Dragon. I was playing some other game on the side and I accidentally clicked on the dragon, and anyway. And then the sixth account, HE Bags, died to Cerberus. I got stacked, didn't teleport out. The seventh account died to it actually didn't die. It's still alive. I just forgot the password. So it was my first account that I usually don't do wintertime on my accounts, but I did on this one. I tried to make a YouTube series with like 5 videos on it. Anyway, I forgot the password. So my 8th one, Alfie, that account was sick. I got a Sanguinesti staff on it at top, blah blah, defender, got a lot of chambers there, KC, did everything, got a lance, and then I died to regular gauntlet because everyone was doing a gauntlet hype thing, and I was trying to do Sarah to get a hilt for Nightmare, but I went like 1600 dry, and then I was like, all right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to gauntlet, and then Bodhi raided me, and I wasn't paying attention, and I died. Anyway, it's totally Bodhi's fault that I died on that account.
Damn.
So there you go. And my 9th account died to, that was the really cool one, the Tebow one. That was Alficiency. That was the account that I freaking like played 18 hours a day.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And like, yeah, that account was sick. And I got a Tebow on it, but then it died to Tob because I was trying to do like 25 Tobs a day. And yeah, I just made mistakes. And I got stacked by a green ball and a green ball and a tornado or something like that. And that account, I was going to keep it as an Ironman with a Tebow, but my current Ironman outfit's a lot better. It has way more items and way more stats and stuff. That account was just like 2.5 months old. It wasn't. Anyway, and then my 10th one died to a disconnection at Zora. I was miserable that entire account. And my 11th one is still alive, and it's gaming. And then, yeah. So the one that hurt the most, probably Alfie. No, well, Alfie, I was like just bored. I was like just bored, and I just like wanted like just something different. And the death was, it sucked, but I'd say probably the Iron Dragon one, because you can see in the clip when like the Iron Dragon thing happens that I was doing Slayer for 20 hours straight when I died. So like I was going hard on that one. Anyway, and that was like the most iconic one because that one was the one that was on high scores for hardcores. So that one was pretty cool. So it sucked when that one died.
Did you wait? What was that one's name? The Iron Dragon one.
HC Alfie.
Okay, that was your like main like on release because you died to a skeleton at the stronghold really early. I'm assuming.
Yep.
Because I remember, dude, this is crazy. Like, this is before I ever streamed or anything. I remember you chopping willows at Drainer on that account, and I saw you because I was playing hardcore at the time too. And I was like, damn, Alfie's fucking gaming. Like, that was like early days, where like, you could just get top page if you just logged out a lot.
What'd you die to?
So my first account, that account is actually still alive. It got perm banned for 4 years, but it got perm banned and then they got unbanned after 4 years. So it's actually still alive.
Why did you get banned?
I got banned for auto clicking Alex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was like really addicted to like getting progress, but I was in school and I was like, let me just auto click because my friends all keep saying they've auto clicked a bunch of accounts of 99 Magic and they've never gotten in trouble. So I'll try it out. And then I got perm banned. So yeah. Anyway, I learned my lesson there. It hurt. And then the second hardcore is actually this account. It died to 3 black demons in the catacombs to a DC. I was one tick flicking prayers.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
What was that like? Were they good?
No, it was dog shit. It was like 1,300 total. And then it's the account that I have now. So now it has like 16,000 hours on it. So yeah.
Oh, so you just kept playing it?
Yeah. I was like, I'm not going to fall into the I wasn't even a streamer at the time. I was like, dude, I'm not going to. I was playing at my college on a laptop with Wi-Fi, wireless mouse. It was like, I was not meant to be a hardcore. I didn't have a setup for it. So
yeah.
I was like, fuck this. And I'm honestly glad that I got out of the hardcore Iron Man trap early. I know, like, what do you think about it? Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy making a new hardcore? Because some people probably do.
Yeah, why not? This game sucks. I'm just here to provide content. Whatever. You know what? Listen, dude, if people are going to freaking have a funner day in my stream if I have a red helm than a freaking gray helm, I'll do the hours. I don't care. The RuneScape, there's not really much new stuff under the sun except for doing a freaking 1,000-hour grind to get 3 items. So, like, I don't know. I mean, it's more fun for me when I'm doing dangerous stuff on an HC. So, spending the month or two to prep to get there, it's not a big deal. You could always make another hardcore.
I won't. Nope. Absolutely not.
Well,
It's just
okay,
not.
viewers, all right.
Dude, I would seriously, like, I've seen content creators where they die on accounts and just get so fucking depressed. Just like, God damn it. Like,
It's
to a
not
decent.
that bad. They whine.
Yeah, but I know for a fact.
Listen,
well,
dude.
I hate early game. I hate it.
Why? It's the most fun for your viewers.
It's awful. I just hate. Okay,
It's great.
To be
They
fully
be
honest,
like, why are you doing this? Maybe you can have like your viewers make a hardcore with you. You know,
I
Great.
haven't ever tried quest plugin, so maybe that would actually make it a lot more bearable. I hated doing early quests. It's so bad.
In the chat, you guys want to see Sae Bae make a hardcore?
Please say no. Please say no, guys. No, I'm not gonna make one. I just not my niche either. I have, you stream for 3 years doing one thing that becomes your niche. If I try to change it up now, it's just like, oh wow, you're trying to be a hardcore remake. I know my element.
Oh.
So, all right. Last question on the Twitter topics I see from Max My Eye.
Okay.
Is there anything you would add to OSRS content-wise or like to see come to old school? Are you hunting for a solo Tebow? Will you ever go for hardcore hard mode top KC?
Okay.
A few different questions.
Okay, so let's see. So the first one is what again?
It was, is there anything you would add to OSRS content-wise or something you would like to see?
Yeah, Raid 3 released tomorrow. And me getting a Tebow first. Thanks, Jagex.
Wait, did you not get a solo Tebow? What are they saying? You still
I did, but that account died, and then I just dropped it.
Oh, so you already? Why is he asking that? Did he just not know? But you already got it.
No. So like, I don't have a solo Tebow on any of my current accounts. I just don't have a good enough account. Like my Ironman stack, just no Tebow. It has like everything but Tebow. It has like the Inquisitor that took you 3 years to get. Yeah.
Dude, that nightmare grind that you. First of all, dude,
I feel so bad. I got so lucky. I'm sorry.
No. I really enjoyed your passion for that boss. That was the fucking worst. I don't know how.
I still like Nightmare to this day. I think it's fun.
Normal solo Nightmare.
Yeah.
God, you're strange. That was miserable.
That's fun. Well, I got lucky, so like.
Still though, it's like, dude.
I did 800 solos and I got freaking full Inquisitor on the mace, so like it wasn't.
Yeah, but that is God. Well, I guess I did 2,900 solos.
You hate it, so.
I guess it's different when you do 2,900 of them.
Yeah.
That just. Yeah.
That was your everyday for how long?
9 months. It was affecting. Dude, it was affecting my actual life. Sorry?
How'd you have the supplies for it?
I one-tick flicked every fucking kill. And I used Phoenix necklaces to heal.
Blood runes.
Yeah, no, blood runes. Yeah, I spent 2 point. Wait. For Nightmare alone, I used 1.6 mil blood runes.
That's crazy. How'd you get the blood runes?
Just bought them. I did a lot of revs, so I had a bunch of gold, and I just buy them. And I would buy them at extortionate prices. Like, I'd go to the Zammy Mage and buy out the full stock sometimes.
Yep.
Like, I was spending 600 GP each on blood runes. Like, for a fact, I spent over $1 bill just raw GP on blood runes just to fund
That's crazy. Like, you didn't even make money on the mace. That's depressing.
Oh, no. Well, actually, I think I did because of the harmonized, but, like, not Ironman GP. Like, you just lose a shit ton of... Yeah, that was bad. Dude, it's so bad. It gives me a headache thinking of it. Because, when you go so dry on something, you start thinking you'll never get it.
Yeah, that was me for the Chivo.
Yeah.
I still don't have one, so there you
go. It's miserable. It, like, affects you. I was...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, like, that happened to me with Chambers. I just literally left knowing I'm never going to get it. And I'm still in that never going to get it mindset.
But you literally got one, so that's interesting.
Yeah, but, like... Yeah, but that account wasn't supposed to get a Chivo. that was like a freaking rushed account. Getting a Chivo on that account just makes it worse. That I actually don't have one on my Ironman.
Oh god.
Because then it died, and then it had nothing but a Chivo. And what was it supposed to do? Just like freaking grind everything else out with a Chivo, or have the account that actually has everything else?
Yeah.
I don't know. Both situations sucked. But yeah, I guess I did get one, but like it's gone now, so I don't have one.
Yeah. Okay. Last thing he says is, will you ever go for hardcore hard mode top, Casey?
Someday I'm sure. It depends on the hype around it. Like, how many people are gonna show up to watch me freaking risk my account at hard mode top? If it's a lot, then sure. If not, then I don't care either.
Yeah, hard mode top didn't really get that hype. A lot of people just don't like it.
Yeah, it's just like cosmetics. If I want to make more money, sure, but if it's just like a freaking reskin of my scythe,
yeah,
it's more of a flex for like the flexing players that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Okay. I have a few questions of my own, but if you have anything you'd like to talk about before that, do you have anything?
No, dude, send it. I pretty much like most of the stuff I want to talk about. I already basically mentioned it because it all like goes around all these subjects.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess I'll just ask my like final 3-ish questions that I generally ask people, and that is, first of all, to preface this question, I guess it's just one question for these two, but when does content creation end, or does it? Because we're in a generation, like we're the first generation to experience like being a live streamer and stuff. So do you just see yourself doing this for the rest of your life? Like at what point does it kind of like, when do you do something else, or does it ever end? I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
It just like, I never really was like, I'm going to be a content creator and make money entertaining people. That was never like a goal of my life. I wanted to be a professional poker player, and then I wanted to be a professional League of Legends player, and like I just wanted to win because winning is a lot of fun, and like and I've always been able to make money playing games, whether it was like selling gold in RuneScape or like, playing poker for money or something like that. And then it just turned out that live streaming to my friends turned into not just live streaming to my friends. So I'm definitely more of like a every day is a gift and live every day as it is, and not like, I don't really care about security. I guess I'm really good at like saving money, and like if live streaming were to end tomorrow, there'd be a fun like new experience for me. So I guess I'm in the don't care category, but I don't think this ever ends. No, I think people who live stream now can keep on doing it forever, or as long as they want to anyway.
Okay.
Because people don't like change, so the people that have been watching specific people for X amount of time will continue to watch them over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And yeah, once you have a certain fan base, you'll always have a specific amount of people watching. I mean, it does happen where like content creators like get popular and then get less popular, but I don't think RuneScape's one of those.
Yeah.
Once you get known in RuneScape, it's kind of hard to like fall off. Like Mog Time, he's taken like a 1-year break from all kinds of streaming twice, and he still like comes back and he still pulls X amount of viewers, so you don't really,
Yeah, no, 100%. Mog Time really does kind of defy the odds, I feel like. To be a face camless streamer and to take multiple year breaks, like to be able to come back and still just pop off is insane to me.
It just goes to show that the RuneScape community, when they pick their streamer, they pick their streamer.
Yeah, you're right.
So
I just,
yeah, it's definitely less than before, but like it's still good.
Yeah, I just see, in 10 years you're gonna be 40 still playing like I'm gonna be almost 40 playing RuneScape, and then 10 years after that I'm gonna be 50. Like what the fuck? Like when do I don't know, because I can't see this ending either. So I asked that to ask this question, which is a little bit more, I guess, toward you, is where do you see yourself in 5 years from now, or where would you like to be?
In a mirror.
Wait, what?
Probably. Sometimes in a pond.
What? I'm confused.
In a mirror. Listen, dude. All right. Real answer.
Oh my god.
I married with 2 kids, babies.
What do you want, boys or girls?
Probably. What's up?
I was sorry for interrupting. What would you want, boys or girls?
1 boy, 1 girl. Boy older to protect his little sister against freaking bullies and stuff.
Okay.
So marriage is gonna happen next year. Gonna be living in Cali. I guess I'm still playing RuneScape in 5 years. I guess. Unless something. I mean, you never know, man. The future's cool. I'm getting more into my Christian faith as of recently, so I may end up like delving off of streaming a bit and going more into like I might like go back to like biblical school and like I might like get into that. So that's a possibility. So that might like that's gonna be more important than streaming. So I may like end up like weaning off of streaming a bit, but who knows? I'll probably still be playing by then because I'll be like raising kids and stuff.
Wow, that's cool. That's exciting. I'm glad that you seem happy, and that's what I like to hear. I don't know. You just seem like unfazed by like
the blessing, dude. It's like I'm so happy to like be able to. I'm so blessed. Like I just get to freaking like chase after like a cool passion, and people like enjoy watching it, and it's just like it's such a blessing to like be here. You know, every day. Pretty cool.
Absolutely. Okay, well, the last thing I'll ask is for 3 shout outs from you. Anybody in the community or anybody that you think deserves a shout out? Just 3 people.
Anyone in the community? Do you mean like to like viewers or like
anybody that you think just deserves a little shout out? It doesn't have to be anything like specific.
All right, yeah. Shout out next biggest RuneScape streamer, twitch.tv/dirtnerd. He is gaming and he is extremely entertaining and he's definitely got what it takes to entertain you losers. And the second shout out is to Canesaw. He's been a long time viewer of mine. He's like my #1 watch time hours. That guy is very cool.
Wow.
And big shout out to him. And the third shout out is to you for hanging out with me for a while and asking me questions and twitch.tv/Sae Bae. He's pretty cool.
Much love.
Kind of a cool guy, actually, not gonna lie. Sae Bae.
Yeah, you got it. Well, thank you. It was seriously an honor to have you on. I was so happy that you were excited to be on it because, like, I don't know, you do these conversations and stuff, and you're like, man, do I like really? Like, I don't know. I see you as just such a big streamer and like a big content creator, so it's just cool to hear like your excitement to be on it and stuff. So I'm glad we could do this. It was awesome.
Yeah, we can talk about it for a while.
Yeah, we have.
You're like, I'll be on Sae Bae, and I'm like, all right, sounds great.
So, guys listening, I really do appreciate you guys listening. Go follow Alfie. I'll have his Twitter, I'll have his Twitch, I'll have his YouTube, everything in there. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for me. Do you have anything to add for the last little bit, Alfie?
Yeah, I need timestamps of like, because you're gonna go and like edit everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need like timestamps of like when I say certain things. That'd be really cool. So I can like link people like I say this here. It'd be so nice, dude. Oh, it's gonna be so nice to like not have to answer the same 3 questions for like a week.
I will do it. Okay, I will do it for you. I will try to be very specific. I'll go through it. So
I love you. That is great.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So what gave you the motivation to start doing these podcasts?
So I think it was like a year and a half ago, I really wanted to start talking to people because I really love the idea of rambling, of just talking about the game, because that's content I love. And I know it's kind of niche, but I've heard, I've seen podcasts before where, there's just a bunch of people that are really passionate about something and they just talk about it. And it's really fun to listen to. And so I was like, I just want to do that. And there was never a point for me where I'm like, oh, I'm ready to do this. Because if you never started a podcast, you never feel qualified to make one, So I was just like, fuck it. I'll just do it. I'll just start one. So I just made the first episode, didn't really know what to call it. And then I just went on from there. And I'm like, you know what? There was something that really stuck out to me. And it's not even a quote or anything, but just something I read online. Is like consistency is like everything. And I've never really taken that to I don't take that to heart with most things, but this, I was like, you know what? This is something I really want to do. And podcasts don't grow overnight. And I'm just going to try to keep these up every week, And that's all I can really do. And that's what I plan to do for the next few years. Just talk to somebody I want to talk to for a few hours every week. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing really much more to it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So second question, and then I have one more. Yeah. What got you into RuneScape?
I actually found it through Miniclip, and Puzzle Pirates was there. Bush Shootout. Do you remember Bush Shootout on Miniclip?
I don't. I just played those two I played others, but like those are like the 2 main ones.
Did you? Okay. What about Heli Attack 2? Did you play that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that was the little like crevice you go into and like shoot the little helicopters.
Yes, I remember Heli-Tech too. That was great.
But yeah, that's how I found it. My fourth grade friend introduced it to me through Miniclip and started playing it. And then, yeah, I took an 8-year break actually from 2007 to 2015. And
that's crazy, actually. Wow. Yeah, that sounds like the story of, pretty much everyone. They're like, oh, yeah, we took a long break, and then we're like, wow, old school RuneScape.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, mobile's freaking cool. Mobile's like, there's no way I would have freaking been able to max without mobile. Mobile, every single one of my Herblore experiences was on mobile. All my Herblore, all my range, all of my...
Wow.
Yeah.
Mobile is cool.
A lot of my fishing.
I don't really take advantage of mobile, but it's amazing that we have it.
It's nice to, like, if you want, like if you want to start exercising and stuff, you can like always be on mobile, like you're on walks, so you don't XP waste.
Yeah.
Or at the gym or something.
Yeah. And your final question?
Yep, final question is, who are you planning to have on future podcasts? Who are you thinking about having?
Well, we're actually approaching episode 73, and
Bodie.
I would really love to get Bodie on. I'll need to ask him. I haven't been in a conversation with him about it, but it's literally either up to Bodie or skill specs. I mean, it's the 73. You gotta. Bodie would fit better, but skill specs is still like an opportunity, and I don't want him to seem like the lesser guest. So if I get him on, it's like, oh shit, we didn't get Bodie, we have to get you. But either or would be amazing. Actually. Yeah.
Well, why don't you have like both of them on?
Okay, I always feel this way. I feel weird about putting on two new guests together because it makes them. In my mind, I feel like they think they're not as special because they can't have their own episode. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's how I see it.
It's just like, I think they're pretty good friends, so like that'd be,
Oh, it would be amazing. And honestly, with Bodie and Skill Specs, they are just huge content creators, so it wouldn't matter. So that's actually a good idea. That would be pretty crazy, actually. Because I've never talked to either of them.
In episode 73, maybe they would just because, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah. No,
so it's like if you ask both of them to be on, then one of them is like, oh, I have this, and that, then you each have the other one.
Yeah. That's a great idea, actually. Yeah.
So who else do you have in mind? So many.
Oh, I have a list of like 90 names right now that I want to get on.
Ooh, that's very cool, dude.
Yeah, like an entire like I don't want to share it too much, mainly because like I don't know who to get on first and stuff, and I kind of just like flip-flop, and there's a lot of people packed though. So when people are like, "Oh, get this guy on," I'm like, "Okay, there's a list." Like this might take a couple of years I don't know, because I don't really want to start doing these too often. I think once a week is nice. Maybe I could start doing them twice a week, getting more people on, but it's like there's a lot of people out there in the community I would love to get on. Not even just streamers and stuff, but like players. So
yep.
It's tough. Anyway, yeah. If that's it, I guess I'll just say
that is my last question.
Thank you guys for listening. Alfie, absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your time today. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome being here.
Much love, dude. Take it easy, guys. If you guys want to support the cast, down in the description there's a Patreon link. If you want to support it for $2 a month, get your name on the title screen. Feel free. And I don't have the next guest quite scheduled yet. I'm working with like 2 people trying to get it all scheduled. So you'll know next week early. So follow my Twitter down there below as well. And be sure to follow Alfie on all his things. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.